Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Blades in the Dark. Our mission to get this train up and running is closer and closer. Back to Discord we go. Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
No idea. Hello.
Alrighty, back in the saddle. It hasn't been a month, so we know where we left off.
Are you sure?
I beg to differ.
90% sure. Our last mission was indeed very loud, very messy, slightly bloody, but you guys mostly accomplished your goal.
Slightly bloody.
Slightly bloody. One of the siblings is dead.
Now to get rid of the other half.
How much more is there to bill hooks?
Well, technically there's their gang, just kind of in general. It's currently being led by two people.
One of them we killed.
Their name was Aaron, then I wrote Eric to make it less confusing. Regardless, their name was too similar to someone we already know, so logic states they have to die, and now they are dead. There is someone named Corin, who would be the sister.
So we killed them.
I mean, technically they still have their father as well, who's in jail, but still controlling the entire gang, technically. I'm sure he's gonna enjoy it.
Tarvul was his name. He's definitely not a vampire.
You sure? I mean, with a name like that?
The funny thing is, I said vampire as a joke because of the way the name sounds, but that is very much something that could be in this setting, so that joke doesn't even work.
A vampire. What a waifu is going to turn into once she dies.
What do you mean? She's going in the bottle.
No, I'm not.
Going in the bottle and you can't do anything to stop me.
Now you get the choice
Everybody
between
gets
being
the
a
bottle.
vampire or a train.
Vampire or a train?
Yes.
What about a vampire train?
I mean, can you design a vampire train?
I mean, I can put little fangs on the front.
I
As
believe.
long
That's
as
all
we
you
can
can really
throw,
do.
as long as we can throw living people in the furnace and have them suck out the life essence to fuel the train, sure.
I'm sure we can do that.
I believe in you, Ogre.
You shouldn't.
Alrighty, so you guys cannot see them because they are currently invisible, but obviously we have our station that is up and running in 6 towers. We have our station that is in the docks. One is being slowly formulated in Coleridge. That one, like I said, you guys don't need to do any downtime activities on it. It's just being cleaned up. So for all intents and purposes, it is there. I will just make it be revealed. And then after you finish your downtime activity, Kim,
It is a
the one in
tavern, though, right?
Yeah. It's so the location was a tavern, but the general area that they also owned is in a train yard. So you guys are able to basically retrofit that into what you need it to be. The one in Brightstone is mostly functional. After we get our train permit, I'll go ahead and, click, it's up and running. Getting everything after that is going to be one of the issues, but that will effectively make a nice little circle in Duskwall. It'll be going from 6 towers to Coleridge to the docks to Brightstone, so pretty good.
It is a completely normal tavern/station.
If we're going to go to tier 3 eventually, we obviously need to
How
finish.
close are we actually, because we're up?
Let's see. You guys are...
Quite a bit of space in our vault, actually.
You guys are very far away, unfortunately. You're currently tier 2 and weak. You need to be strong.
I figured that tier 3 is us effectively opening our rail station.
That's what I was
Pretty
thinking.
much.
Yes. Yeah.
That's when it's done.
So, knowing that is our final goal, we have, docks and such erected. We've pissed some people off. We've friended others. What is our next goal?
Are you ready to attack now?
Probably not.
Yeah,
We're slightly
probably not.
damaged.
Also, keep in
We
mind,
need
basically,
to talk with Ulf instead anyway.
if you guys wish to speak with Ulf, that is definitely an option. We can take up a mission from him, try to get, their cause, maybe just speak with him, whatever y'all want to do.
Sure.
We are, of course, speaking with him in our tavern,
Yeah, actually, probably.
which specifically does not have a sign which forbids people from Skold,
Skovlanders.
Skovlanders from entering. Partially because, Kim is also a Skovlander.
That would be very odd, yes.
I hate my
I'm
own
so-
people.
I'm sorry, Kim, you aren't allowed in here. What do you mean? I own it.
Let me direct your attention back to Coleridge. Let's add a little cute something. So we have the whole map here. Where would you guys like your tavern train station to be located? I'll go ahead and put a pin on the map for you.
Probably somewhere near these trains.
Black Blick Road at the end looks like a Black Rock Road.
Yeah, this is literally old railroad.
Yeah.
I mean, this entire area
Yeah,
has
it's a
plenty of trains,
lot of
as
words
well as
there.
the area downstairs in the Ironworks.
Right
Swap.
here would make sense.
I second either of those.
Alrighty, nice. All right, we'll plop down our little tavern station there. And once again, I ask too much of you. Y'all have a name for it?
Oh no.
Probably
You
not.
cannot ask me this on
True.
4 hours of sleep.
I will say it has to be chicken-based.
True.
But we can think up a nice name for it. And which one you basically send out an invite to Mr. Ulf Ironborn to say, hey, we'd like to speak with you. Is that basically what's going down?
Pretty much. And I guess Kim is doing the talking, right? Because she's also a Scoundrel.
I'll handle it.
I'll just look weird in the corner like I usually do.
I'm tending the bar.
So we'll say y'all invite good old Ulf Ironborn. Enough time has passed that we're able to clean away the blood and all the viscera and such, and whatever ghostly presence were ailing. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Away with you. Initially, you weren't entirely sure, for a multitude of reasons. Busy, not sure if he wants to take you guys seriously or not, but word traveled fairly quick as to your deeds. After they saw that, no bullshit. You guys officially own this location now. And violence has indeed gone down in Coleridge. They appreciate that. And they do agree to meet. Ulf comes, not by himself, of course. He brings a few men. They are not really for chatting, but they're here all the same. We all know why they're here. What is the mood of this tavern?
I feel like it's probably a little hectic since it's still growing.
It's still being worked on, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's the, what's the tone we're looking for?
I don't think it would be classy. At least not extremely classy.
I'm not sure why I picked classy as the first one.
I think we'd have
Imagine my-
sections.
You gotta split the people up based on their wealth.
We've got a classy
like
section. We've got a
lowborn.
rowdy section.
Trying to be classy. So, like, we do have music. Actually, is there radio in Duskfall? Does that exist? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I would think so.
I would say yes, but they're hard to get access on. To.
Maybe we need to get a mission to go get one then.
Acquire an asset roll. Maybe we have one laying around in our hideout.
Technically, you guys can do anything outside a mission. I would just count it as a flashback, realistically, and just say, X number of stress per whatever the thing is, and then we just do the roll. When you say radio, are you looking for just like news, music? Like, well, what's the purpose of it?
It can be like pirate radio with some random bullshit in the background. That's fine.
Pirate radio.
Yes.
Effectively.
Okay, we can definitely do that.
Really shit radio.
Yeah, I mean, as long as music is being played, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, of course. That and our standards are, well, respectable, we'll say.
Even if it ends up being tuned in on like a mildly cultist radio show where like a random bullshit that's said, and like Ogre attentively listens like, yes, that's true.
I like to imagine you guys are like, oh, this is a good station. And then, sorry to pick on you, Ogre, but you switch it to pure static and you're just like enthralled. You can hear beyond.
True.
Ogre starts like dancing to the static.
I love it. Okay, so I believe acquire asset roll is tier and then +1 because we have the pack rat.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and throw this down. Who's acquiring this, by the way? Oh, it'll be 1 stress, by the way. Just 1.
I have none, so I can do it.
Yeah, Ogre the Tinkerer.
Yeah, you're like the Tinkerer stuff like.
Oh, do I make it?
You could.
Like
Sure.
we get like a broken one and I have to fix it.
Yeah.
Yes!
So,
I mean, I'm not sure if we can work together on that part because like I can find it and you can fix it.
Yeah.
I love the idea of you like finding parts and putting it together, and then Desmond talking to people and finding ways to get the parts you're missing. I very much like that. So we're gonna go ahead and roll to see the quality of this bad boy.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I love static.
It's a work in progress.
I believe that's essentially supposed to give us a tier down in terms of a radio. So you guys are tier 2. It'd basically be a tier 1 radio. So not great. It barely functions. You're more than willing to throw money at it to make it jump up a tier.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. We'll say maybe it has a really bad habit of while you're enjoying something, it changes. So maybe it's like it knows.
Every like 15 minutes, I have to get away from the bar to hit it.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it like you're maybe afraid it might hit back sometimes, but
It keeps like skipping.
Yeah, exactly. Or like right before you hit it stops, you're like, what? Ogre, where'd you find these parts?
Probably some random trash cans or something. Like it was just broken electronics and stuff that people might have.
Did you have to fight a rat to get it?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Multiple rats?
More than one, yeah.
Oh god. Oh no. Ogre is farming rats.
It doesn't run on batteries, it runs on a single little rat.
Just don't open it, please.
In a treadmill.
Ignore the fact that it squeaks occasionally. Alrighty, so we have a radio in our tavern station. In terms of standards, most people would just be surprised you have one at all. So, perfectly acceptable. You'll set up to present yourselves, and the doors swing open. This individual walks on in, chin high, beard. Also, I'll say he has like 3 braids to his beard. It is fairly long and well put together. And as described before, he does have a very, let's say, savage and bold look to him. He's kind of eyeing about a very weathered face, like a large bulbous nose, and he's very stocky. He's looking about. Seems pretty impressed. Like, oh, you clean this place up. It's kind of the look he gives. And who greets him?
I will. I figure I'm probably tending tables right now since, I'm purdy.
I just give him like the bartender nod.
Hey!
He nods back, then looks to you, Kim. Would this place be open for public currently, or is he the first customer?
I want to say yes, it's open, but it's not in full operation yet.
Yeah.
So, like, Desmond is basically behind the bar serving drinks, but he's also installing the drink rack.
Perfect.
In fact, I want to say if anyone's probably come by yet, it's probably the ex-military guys, just to say hi.
Potentially, yes.
Excellent. We will say while the rovers are slightly, damaged and shook up from our last little tussle, some of them are defending the area where Amasio is, some of them are here, some of them are doing God knows what. Occasionally, them plus a few others, we might need to hire some more staff. Primarily,
I was actually thinking about that.
Yeah, primarily because of the way we took this. There have been, I won't say attempts to take it back just yet, but there are people watching, and you know it's them, 100%. Like they're not trying to hide it. They haven't like left any signs or anything yet, but like you'll get a group that walk by and they kind of just like stare menacingly from the door.
Whenever they do, I just smile back widely.
Yeah. And then they kind of just walk off. Wolf gives you a nod as well, Kim. It says, nice place you put together here.
Thanks. You came faster than I was expecting.
Well, I had to come to see if the rumors were true. Looks like they are.
Depends which rumors.
Now he kind of gives you a smirk at that. Well, what's the business for today? We have food back there, I assume.
Yeah, what did you like? We have chicken, and some... Oh, mushrooms.
Mushrooms and seaweed.
Chicken, mushrooms, and seaweed.
Well, his eyebrows raise at chicken. Okay. Motions to say, yeah, sure, just cook some chicken up. I'm not sure I've had that in quite some time.
Desmond, give us your best.
Sure. Want anything to drink with that? This is coming off of your pay, by the way.
That's fine.
I'll take your finest beer.
I'm gonna size him up and go like, I probably have some like Skovlander beer.
He smiles at that, kind of scopes out the surroundings, and before you're able to bring him to a table, he sort of picks one, ensuring that his chair is facing the entrance. He takes a seat, his back is to the wall, then he kind of motions for you to sit down, Kim.
I will.
Ogre, what are you doing during this time?
At this point, do we have like the radio finished?
I mean, it's in the corner, it's working. You can still tinker on it, I guess.
Definitely functioning.
I am probably just trying to mess with it.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you easily irritated that it's not functioning properly?
Yes.
Then yes.
Like, he's not irritated that it doesn't work. He's irritated that he doesn't hear static constantly.
No, that's not how it's supposed to work.
I'm tinkering with it to try and fix it, but also I'm just like vibing to what is probably static.
Wolf sees that from across the room and
I love it.
Looks around you and sees that you guys do indeed have a radio. So first he's going to go, what is that man doing? Oh, it's kind of the look that he doesn't really say anything, Kim, but he nods to you like, all right, cool. You guys clearly have your connections. And while you guys are waiting for the food and drink, he just motions to you and says, all right, well, let's get straight to business.
Planning on taking out the second leader of the Billhooks?
Yeah.
Yes, the Billhooks.
Why can't I remember their name?
Billhooks. Yeah.
Billhooks.
You should not expect me to remember anything right now.
He smirks at that. Aye, I heard. What pushed you to do this precisely? Why here?
Personally, I don't like them. But we are also in the process of creating a train system, and this was our next target.
His eyebrows raise at that. Go on.
The Billhooks are obviously a problem. They need to be removed.
Aye.
And I heard word that you're looking for some territory.
I am.
We're willing to offer you their holdings, excluding this one, of course, if you assist us in taking rid of the second half.
That could definitely be something that we arrange. Why you, though? What makes you special compared to everyone else who's tried to take them down in the past?
I guess a bit of luck and a lot of guts.
You did succeed, yes.
Twice.
Well, what are your plans exactly to take out their second place of butchering? Corin, I believe, is in charge of that area.
Have we got any intel on them yet?
That would just be gather information. If you want to do gather information roll now, we can, and then just kind of see what we can see.
Yeah, let's do like a generic and then maybe ask him if he's got any input.
Sure. We'll roll that bad boy up. Okay, cool. This means you guys can ask questions and I can elucidate, but not too much. So what do you want to know that you want to share with him?
How did they react to the death of Eric?
Yeah, sorry, I renamed him Eric while you guys were murdering him. He's dead now, though, so who cares?
Like, what is their reaction? Did they end up going, yes, he's dead, we're gonna take over now? Did they go like, oh fuck, he died, we should be careful, someone has doubts for us?
Both of those. A lot of them, obviously, still sided with Aaron Erickson. They weren't necessarily there at the time. So when he died, they're like, shit, we have to go to Corin. They don't completely disagree with her, but a lot of them struggle to get back to her, get back in her good graces. And in general, her group, her core group, was very much like, oh shit. The core group that would still be kind of, I'd say, floating about and also in the prison kind of responded the same way of like, oh, someone finally made a move. All right. I see how that is. Well, he's an idiot for not defending himself better, but, you know, that's the way of the world. And that's kind of the general vibe that you're getting. They're itching for a fight, very much so.
They're being cautious, basically.
Yeah.
So are they doubling down on their guard?
Yes.
Are they gaining new allies to fight, or are they just sticking to themselves?
From what you can tell, they might be trying to reach out, because they do have some folk, for various reasons, they work with. It needs to happen quickly, basically.
Do we just want to go in hard like we did the first one?
Like, I feel like they've prepared too much for that. They know we're coming, so they probably have defenses prepared.
I will go ahead and back to Ulf. We've been monitoring the situation. I'll admit we're not entirely sure how to handle this one. We were hoping that you being native to this general area, at least more native than we are, might have more ideas on how to handle the second one.
A few things come to mind.
We have our ways of getting information and knowing where our targets are. We just need the force to bring it to bear.
In terms of planning, what else have y'all done that I may have heard of?
Oh, God.
Well,
Sell yourselves to me.
Let me look at my notes.
surely you remember that not too long ago these two parties were one party.
Indeed.
And you never bothered asking yourself what broke them up?
They were always having issues with each other. I assumed they just fought enough.
But not straight up war against each other, was it then?
Not necessarily, no. You had a hand in that?
We did.
I assume the food's ready by now?
Definitely ready.
All right, excellent. He doesn't wait at all. He's just picking the chicken.
It's effectively just barbecue chicken or something.
Yeah. He's just tearing into it. He's just going, he's tearing into it while he's talking to you guys. Just kind of, pay me no mind. I will eat and listen and then speak when I need to speak.
We also set up that bombing at the prison.
He's nodding along. He tears off a chunk of the meat of the chicken and waves it at you. Says, "And where'd you get this from?"
We stole it from the church. That one was quiet, though. You probably haven't heard of it.
That's primarily what I'm looking for. Looking for your minds. Any fool can just run in and shoot the place up and start stabbing folk, but you need plans to get in, plans to get out to make sure you don't lose people.
One of our first missions, when we started out, we took out a cop by the name of Blah in Blah.
That's a weird name.
Are you referencing the guy you crushed with a rock?
Yes.
We'll say you mentioned the rock crushing, and he looks like he's thinking back and kind of like the look he's giving is almost as if to say, which one? And he goes, oh, okay,
Which
yeah.
one?
Yeah. I think I heard of that. He seems satisfied. And thinking to himself, he kind of goes like, all right. Well then, what exactly would you be requiring from us?
Manpower?
Well, we've got that in spades. Anything else?
I'm not worried about taking out the head. It's the rest of the body that needs to be subdued.
Fair enough. I assume this would be similar to your first operation. Move in, kill, move out?
Something similar.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Maybe a bit more quiet this time.
Fair. It should be on high alert. One would assume. I'll be blunt. I'm interested. Definitely interested. If you want to hammer out a plan, You're more than welcome to swing by our place at any time. Maybe we can throw something together for you. Oh, on the house, of course.
Sure, that sounds great.
We got a gambling den. Along the way, he kind of looks out the window and points around 3 and says, "You can't miss it."
Yes, I'm sure our partner and our pointed ogre is more than familiar with that.
He looks over to Ogre, tinkering at the radio.
I feel like I'm probably still ignoring him because his radio is frustrating me.
That's fair enough, and he has a nice giggle at that as you're kind of banging on it and trying to get the damn thing to work.
Knows exactly who you are. There's like a big portrait of you on the hallway. Do not let this man enter.
Oh, no.
If the night is slow, please let him enter. He makes shit weird, and you like that.
Oh.
And what? This new turf, you're just giving it to us?
Yeah, as long as you're interviewing our train station, that's all we care about.
I'm not interested in trains.
See, the thing that we like is peace and quiet, if you know what we mean. And these billhooks, they don't work peacefully nor quietly.
I'll be frank, neither do we, but...
As long as you don't go around killing innocent people, everything is fine with me.
I don't kill innocents. I only kill those that deserve it.
Time with us?
Who kills? Yes, those guys.
Yeah, call them whatever you want, they'll be gone soon. Right, well, like I said, color me interested. Take a day or so to decide what your plans are. I'll be in the gambling hall. Swing by, whenever suits your fancy. We can discuss finalizing our plans, yeah?
All right.
He takes another really big bite of the chicken, and the bone cracks a bit in his teeth, and he kind of
Oh, God.
pulls that out and slams it on the table, just cleans that sucker up, and he gives you a nod, Desmond, to say, good food, good food. He downs the rest of the beer, slams it on the table, stands, and offers you a very greasy handshake, Kim.
I'll take it.
Firmly shakes your hand.
If you ever want more of that, ask for the special menu.
He turns and smiles to you, Desmond. Also offers you a greasy handshake.
Sure.
A greasy handshake.
Very greasy. Did not wash his hands.
Yeah, it doesn't.
All right, gives you a nice firm squeeze and says, "I'll be doing that again in the future." And boy in the back, whatever you're doing, I look forward to seeing you again.
Huh?
In the back?
He's talking to Ogre. You can't really tell what's going on.
Oh, lucky ogre. Not called an old man.
Not this time.
Oh no, Alpha's true sight.
Oh, no. We're screwed.
Is there anything else?
Dragon in disguise.
And with that, he bids you all farewell, heads out, and most likely goes back to his base, joined by the 4 individuals he brought with him.
Damn, I can't believe those 4 individuals didn't buy anything.
How dare.
It's bad for business.
They were standing guard.
I probably gave them something if they wanted to, but, party beer. Less alcohol.
Sharing all you did, him, sharing your heritage with him, he's very, very willing to assist, especially because you guys have, proof of purchase.
What do we know about leader number 2? Leader number 1 was clearly psychotic.
Slightly.
And dumb.
A little bit.
I sure hope that the other leader is not conniving and smart.
Both of them, in terms of, obviously, their form of leading and how they go about things, is definitely different. From what you've seen and heard of Corin, though, she's a bit more quiet. There's definitely some loyalty to her father and the way that he did things, but it's iffy. She's trying to do her own thing, just as brutal, just as lethal. I'd say maybe a little less from what you've seen, at least.
And a little less what?
A little less than Eric. Maybe not quite as crazy.
Less brutal or less loud?
Loud, we'll say. If the rumors are to be trusted, she is as brutal, but she's more precise.
Did she stay holed up in that one location?
You know that she is going to be cautious at all times, or is planning an attack. One of the two. So if you were to catch her roaming the streets, or out and doing something, sporting a deal, skinning somebody, just the usual.
Skinning somebody.
She will be well defended.
Just average everyday things. Skinning people.
So then we know 2 things about her. She is well defended, especially when she's on the offense.
Currently, she's focusing on defense, but there's no love lost between the 2 of them. At the same time, you all did openly assault them. Word travels fast, the billhooks cannot look weak, regardless of which leader died. It's definitely public knowledge that, they've been butting heads, they kind of split ways temporarily, maybe they bring things back together. Now there's word out that he's just straight up dead. So who was actually leader to begin with? Is it still the father? Can these 2 actually hold the billhooks together? Find out next time. that's kind of the general situation.
I think Desmond has a plan at this point. He's just smiling at himself at this point.
Wait, so what's your plan?
How would you like to get attacked?
I hate this plan.
That thought had occurred to me, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work.
This plan sucks.
I mean, it would be pretty easy if they just ran into all the traps we set.
True.
Yes, and there's one thing we're good at, it's setting traps.
Now I kind of wish I didn't use my last bullet.
Or rather, only one person needs to be supposedly present, because they know exactly where we are currently.
True.
So let them come to us.
Alrighty, we can very much do that.
I think for that, we're going to need to focus on gaining intel on what they're actually doing. This is going to be like a heavy
Sneak around.
consort. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely need to know if she is the type to do things personally, or if she plays things safe and sends other people.
Maybe in the past, but your intel is letting you know that she's going to play it safe. If she's to attack,
Makes sense.
she's going to send someone to do it.
Would she leave herself behind fully guarded or only partially guarded to ensure that there's more men attacking?
She only has so many people, so it will be limited. If you can definitely split her focus, that could definitely benefit you.
And we did just kill some of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the only problem is we're setting up base in this tavern, so if they're going to come anywhere, they're coming here, and whatever we do can't destroy the tavern.
Well, I mean, if we're getting attacked in the tavern, it's going to get messed up a little bit no matter what.
But what I mean is we can't use bombs as traps.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, or we could, quote unquote, leak our secret base.
Oh.
We could. And then just have it be like some stupid abandoned area.
That's actually a really good
Basically.
idea.
We
So what
could
you're telling
definitely
me
do
is
that.
I need to make bombs.
Yes.
Traps. All right, I'm making bombs.
I mean, if you make bombs, there's a lot of extra heat we get. Because we're currently also
What's our
one
heat at?
3, I think.
three
Should be
currently.
it.
How much heat
I
will
mean,
it get per
we
bomb?
need something for
A bomb
traps.
would add 2.
I could probably tinker some non-explosive traps.
Can we build a spike trap in like the floor? Like they charge into the house and it just drops underneath them?
I was thinking that, but I wanted to poison it too.
Yeah, remember, if you have poison on you, some of you guys have poison as an item, that doesn't count as something against you.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, I only have the sleeping stuff.
Yeah, I only have unconscious knockout gas.
Yeah, I think you guys have like knockout gas, whatnot.
I just have a bunch of weird stuff.
Coat a bunch of blades and knockout gas. I'm bleeding out and also passing out. No.
Oh no!
What a
Yeah,
pointless
I have
combination.
knockout. A vial of slumberescence.
Well, realistically, we just need to decide how we're starting this. So we're inviting them to a location that we're pretending is our base, right?
Yeah.
Cool, I
Pretty
like
much.
that. And then we're going to trap it.
Yeah.
Cool. So rather than attacking them, we're bringing them to come to us. And then you asked, would she split her resources? Does that mean some people are going to be in this fake base? There's only 3 of you, and then the rovers.
I
and some
think there's
people are-
absolutely nobody going to be inside the base, fake base.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you're just going to leave it there as like complete just...
Yeah, we'll have to make it, once we start spending rumors, we'll have to make it obvious that we're going in and out of it a whole lot. So we can go in and then get out when we know they're here. And then I guess if we're going to distract them, should we just have Ulf take out What's-Her-Face?
Yeah, we can join her for that, or we can join them for that. Like, I guess we could have some of the other group, the ex-military guys, also come inside our fake hideout and like fake defend it. And then when things get serious, we just evacuate everyone through the secret tunnels.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks more real.
I'm sure the Bill Hooks would probably like to take out several rival gangs at once.
Sure. So we'll leave some of the lost basically there to make it look like it's manned, but they'll be in a position where if they need to run, they can very much do so quickly and they shouldn't be in danger, basically.
Yeah, and I think we should request one of the higher ups join us. It doesn't have to be the leader, but someone higher, so that
Okay.
it's more tempting to go there.
Even better if it's someone with a history with Bilks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely say that they trust you guys by now. What will you offer to the lost, though?
Are they interested in helping themselves or helping the people that they help?
Both. And obviously, money's always an option. In the future, we're going to, be gaining X. We'll give it to you when we get it. Whatever you guys want to offer them, totally fair.
Of course, we're working on the entire train thing, so we can basically give them a business deal / discounts on sending specific items over to them to help.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Anything that benefits the downtrodden and hopeless, since that's what their focus is.
You guys can pretty much tell them a portion of our station you guys can use for, X number of reasons, whatever they may be. but we'll be here for you guys. That is very much a good deal. They seem on board for that. Obviously, moving things throughout the city quickly, and you guys stress that all of these trains are underground, therefore very hard to attack, to the point where that's
quickly out of sight and under our control.
Yeah. As opposed to like a carriage that can be attacked out in the open, a train, the person would get smashed against the wall. So not the smartest thing to try to hijack. Obviously, they do have some questions in terms of security, but you guys seem, fairly in control of yourselves. We can always hire more security later. So
we can work that out. If you want, we can give you an entire cart and leave security to you yourself.
Yeah, you guys also brought the team of rovers with you, so it makes it look like you guys do have somewhat of a force. Kim rolled a lot of really solid crits and absolutely just went Kilimanjaro on them. So
oh no, I'm gonna do really poorly this time. All my luck was last week.
They're still slightly afraid of ogre.
It's a healthy fear. Alrighty, so we will have none of us will be at the fake location. And it will be, train oriented. So they go, yeah, there's been rumors of them trying to do this. That makes perfect sense. So I won't require a roll for this because I say that that's a nice solid plan.
Who do we hire to spread the rumors? Our rovers or street urchins?
Everyone. I mean, I have contacts.
Oh, yeah.
So in terms of the traps, the main thing I'm trying to think of right now is effectively the cost for spreading rumors, getting people in place, getting all the materials for the traps, and then setting up the traps, and then the roll for the traps. That's the main
I have money. I can assist.
Yeah.
I mean, the goal of the traps is not even so much to just kill all of them, but more so to stall them.
I would prefer to kill all of them. I will punch some money into this.
How do you feel about that, Ogre? What is going through your mind in terms of traps?
Ogre just wants to blow things up, to be honest. But we can't really do bombs.
Just to make sure things are tied up in a nice little knot before we start. What are the three of you going to be doing?
I would like to go after the leader.
And you're going to try to go for low chaos, low violence, but more so we're just taking over, helping Ulf. Is that your plan?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Ogre, in terms of your traps, I know already asked, but let's specify what they are. They're like CC traps, basically, to slow them down and whatnot.
Murder.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the plan was murder.
Yeah, you go for it. Like I said, the thing is, you're the one designing the traps. You tell me what you want.
I feel like I would go for a little bit of both. The second they walk in, probably just go for an instant death trap.
Okay.
And then after that, just stuff to slow them down, so then we can pick them off.
Okay. And then we can say the Luster, they have
I'm half imagining Ogre building Indiana Jones style traps, swinging logs with spikes, massive rolling balls.
Yes. Setting up this house is going to be a project. I mean, I guess you can do that when we're pretending that we're using it as a meeting location.
I mean, the Lost are ex-military, right? They probably have guerrilla trainings, right? Surely?
Yes.
Yeah, they can help in that.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you, Ogre, before we do our engagement roll, before we actually get into it, I'm going to ask you, this is something you're doing during your downtime, to do a roll for me. I'll say take 1 stress, just to symbolize that you're spending a healthy amount of time to get this figured out. And then this should be a tinker roll. That makes sense, because it's what you're doing.
Okay.
In terms of the roll, we're messing with traps. Maybe we can't get necessarily the best of, parts and pieces that we need. And we're making a lot of traps. You're mostly doing this by yourself. We do have some help, but we're trying to get a lot done, weigh things. You're good, but we got to make sure we, really get it. So I will say, but I want you to do a roll that is, because we're affecting so many enemies, I'll say limited risky. And if anyone wants to offer assistance with a roll or something, we are shooting to bring this effect up to either standard or great to see how effective the traps are actually going to be. So with your tinker skill being as high as it is, you're going to succeed the roll, but our goal here is to push up the effect. You know what I'm saying? So however you want to do that.
Can I help with anything sharp and spiky?
I'm sure there's plenty of that.
I would like to put in ideas for everything sharp and spiky.
I like shark and spiky.
Just oh god, what was it? There was the one video of basically cops or something going through an abandoned crack house or something. And you would step on the stair and just a knife would come down and just stab you in the face.
Oh my god.
Stuff like that.
Okay, so Home Alone.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I need some shooting daggers from the walls too.
Yeah, stuff like that.
All right, so to bring this up to a standard effect, Kim, which stat would you like to roll to help him?
I mean, if I'm going to do the intricate traps, would finesse work?
Yes, I agree. All right, perfect. That'll bring you up to standard risky ogre. We got a partial success. I'll ask you, Cam. I'll let you decide. We'll say while you're putting this together, it's a lot of work. There's blades and needles and large things we got to time together. It's just physically a lot of work. Even if we get Desmond and our rovers, we're doing a lot right now. We're
My ideas are too intricate, and we don't have enough time. Sad face.
Exactly, but we have to strike while the iron is still hot. So I will let you choose. You can either take a stress to symbolize, you working on it harder, or you can pay a gold, basically, to ensure that all the parts and everything are in working order.
Can I do both?
If you do both, yeah. If you take that hit, I'll bring it up to great effect.
Done.
Okay, sure, go for it.
Okay, great effect.
Yeah, great and risky.
I will just push for another one.
Sure.
5 dice, risky, great, I believe. Nice.
Yeah,
the
boy.
last one, I needed it.
Hell yeah, alrighty. With your guys' combined effort, money spent, stress spent, the two of you were able to make this absolutely wonderful Rube Goldberg machine of death. It's funny where it needs to be. It's efficient where it needs to be. To your knowledge, nothing should break down when the enemy comes in here. This effectively means that when the enemy does come to this fake base, there should be no complications, and there should be no backup. The ones that go there are going to go there. They will not have time to turn around. And, more importantly, they shouldn't be able to escape and hurt the lost. So you know that your allies should be safe.
Excellent.
All right, with that being nice and situated, good job, Ogre. The three of you have to decide, essentially, how we're starting.
I would expect we're probably going in a little cold, right?
We are bringing a lot of people. That is the only problem. It's Ulf, his forces, the three of you. That's a good number of folk. I would say his clock probably symbolizes like his 4 most trained. Probably won't go straight for the throat. We're going to listen individuals. It's kind of hard to sneak 8 folk in, but we don't need to worry about that. We just need to worry about the avenue of attack. So if the primary goal is to get into the basement because we think that's where she is, I won't tell you where she is, but you can venture to guess. She's trying to be safe. There is a second floor, a first floor, and then a basement. So if you guys want to guess basement, we can say whatever approach we go for, we'll get us there as quickly as possible.
Do we know if the basement has a escape route?
Honestly, this location, no. I would say she's just in a safe room. There is no escape. If you corner her, from your blueprints that you've gathered, Desmond, you know if she's cornered, she'll have nowhere to go.
All right, in that case, I think we need to move fast.
So the intent is basically through the first floor, rush to the basement, and then get the job done?
Yeah.
In through the window, basically.
Cool. All right, we can very much do that. So we'll go ahead and do our roll. This is the one where we do +1s and -1s for general goods and bads. It starts at 1. So for goods, we mentioned it like 5 times. We have the blueprints. That's 1. Go ahead and feel free to mention what we have, and we'll go pluses. I'll mention the minuses, and then we can start.
Weaving the web. +1 to engagement rolls.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough. You guys do have Ulf and his forces, so I'll give you +1 there. You guys have divided her forces because you sent them off, so I'll give you +1 there. That leaves us at 5 currently, and I will say because she is expecting someone to attack, that's definitely down to a 4. All right, sounds good. We're rolling 4 die for the engagement. We're trying to sneak through a window silently. Hey, look, we do it. Okay, that means we start off in a controlled position. I will say, despite their best efforts to remain locked up tight, this window is actually unlocked, and your group should be able to sneak through it, should you wish to do so. This window in particular, we'll say it leads to like a storage room that is next to the kitchen. So it's one of those small ones that's basically like up and above, but it's big enough that you guys can fit through it. It's wide.
How do I fit inside?
Right.
You're wide, so it's a wide window. So we just kind of flatten you a bit. We grease you up. Yeah, we slide you through.
Desmond did like the thing where, something slightly too congealed slips out of a tube.
Ew.
No.
Basically
I hate
just
all of that.
what's it called? The cranberry in a can?
No.
No.
It's that sound.
Cranberry jam.
No.
Yep. So this window is high up, which is probably why they didn't think to lock it. Like I mentioned, it's relatively wide, lets in a decent amount of light, and you guys can fit. Takes a little bit of wiggling. Because we start off in a controlled position, that means we don't make any sound whilst descending. Desmond, Kim, and Ogre, you guys kind of timed their patrols, and maybe one of Ulf's forces kind of distracted one of the guys that was on guard with something really stupid and trivial. And because of that, they weren't able to turn this corner as quickly as they needed to. Therefore, you guys gotten through the window, unseen. One of his dudes goes like, oh, okay, I'm done. He kind of just runs off, and then security keeps going around. Windows closed. We are in. Looking around, as I mentioned, you guys are in it's like It's half storage, half food. It's a relatively large room. At the end are swing doors.
Want to just go straight down, I guess?
Yeah, straight down.
Yeah, just go down as fast as we can.
Peeping through the porthole in this door, you see that there is one individual grabbing something out of their food storage. He's kind of like wiping something off, and he takes out his knife, kind of cuts off some mold, it looks like, and then he takes a bite. It looks a little too hard. And he kind of thinks about it for a second, takes another bite, and kind of shrugs, and then walks out, and the kitchen seems to be empty.
Then what, we just missed him?
We've entered at a time when they're not cooking anything or anyone.
Follow him?
As you swing the doors open, you are met with their kitchen. It smells very strongly of blood. There are various jagged cutting utensils that line the walls. Some are kind of haphazardly put away in various locations. But as we look about, Ulf and his men, they have their weapons drawn silently, but they are indeed ready. They're walking behind you guys, wherever you go. They're going to follow. Ulf is almost shoulder to shoulder with you guys, though. He's not taking the lead, but he is very much watching. He trusts you guys know what you're doing, because, Esmond, you said you had the blueprints. But as you guys are looking about, you can see that the kitchen has an exit to the right and to the left. To the right leads to the entrance of this building. To the left will lead further in, and then you'll probably have to go past a relatively open room to get to the entrance to the basement. The entrance to the basement is similar to those storm doors that you normally hide from a tornado in. Also, we'll say you guys peer around the corner, to the right of the kitchen, and you actually see an individual that is sitting in a chair, sharpening a knife, watching the front door. And you do know there's 2 guards outside. So he's kind of just sitting here, just sharpening his knife, kind of whistling to himself.
Is there a slit under the door?
There is 2 ports. You can see through the swing door.
Yeah, because I have like the burglary kit, and I'm sure there's like mirrors in there, right?
I would say so, yeah.
To like see around corners or under doors.
You can definitely do that.
Yeah, sure. I'll go investigate.
Okay, cool. You go to the mouth of the kitchen where you would normally exit. This door is a little more obvious, but all the same, you're able to kind of sneak a little mirror you got around the corner. And peeping around said corner, you do indeed see, we'll say 2 large metal doors that are on the ground. They are slightly angled for easier entrance. And you see 2 individuals sitting on a chair, speaking with each other. They're also sharpening weapons. As you watch the 2 of them, one of them gets up and he goes to face the wall as he's messing with something on a table. You can't exactly see what from this angle. He actually leaves your view, but from what you can tell, there's 2 guys in that little alcove. And then as you tilt the mirror around a bit more, there's like an open, I don't want to say living room, but yeah, there's basically a meeting room across from this area. So it's directly across from the kitchen, and it's completely open. There's like a table. There's various ways for people to entertain themselves. And you just see folk walking around here with weapons. They are not staring at the kitchen. They're more so looking at the front entrance. So they're not looking at you guys, but there are people that are just walking around this facility.
We probably can't sneak 8 of us through that hallway without being seen.
I kind of want to go ghost, float downstairs, and just stab her while she's not looking.
I mean, can you do that?
If I go insubstantial, I should be able to pass through floors, right?
Yeah.
The issue is that you will be alone there. And if there's guards there, you will be alone with those guards.
Do we know about how many men she would have kept back, or is it all just guesswork?
It's guesswork, but you can assume there's more people down there with her. Not more than upstairs, but there are definitely, she's not by herself, obviously.
I would assume at least 2.
Yeah.
And even just 2 guards is probably too much.
That is a safe assumption.
I'm really thinking we need to start making some noise, or we need to start just trying to stealthily slit people's throats.
You have a fair amount of people with Ulf. From what you gather, there's only 2 people around the corner. The folk that are walking around that open room, they're far enough that they're probably not going to see you. It's just if you make a loud sound, they will hear you.
I mean, might as well try.
Yeah, might as well.
Do you want them to lead, or are you guys going to lead?
I mean, I'm the stealthiest, right?
I will follow Kim's lead.
I will say if you guys do a lead stealth roll, I'll have Ulf roll with you, which is just going to increase your chance to succeed. But obviously he can fail, and that can give you stress. So
that's fine.
Alrighty, well, everybody roll prowl.
Ah, yes.
Could you not?
You're welcome. I hope you like stress.
You get 1 stress for everyone who fails.
Can I push myself in a lead roll?
Yeah, it's just a roll. It's you rolling, so you can do whatever you want.
I'll probably push myself then, just for the stress.
Sure. All right, that means it's going to succeed. All right, so Kim, go ahead and gain 2 stress. 1 from Ulf and his wonderful folk, and 1 from Ogre.
I mean, Ulf was kind of big and burly, right?
Yeah, stealth is not his stat. Let's be honest. With that, though, you guys fully succeed. So I'm going to ask you in this control position, which we're going to keep. There are 2 people around the corner. The folk to the right, we'll say in the open like living room meeting area, none of them see you. You do not make any sounds. You're able to easily lead both Ulf and his forces around this corner. And you guys all know, we'll say you wait before you engage. You know there's 2 individuals. They have weapons already drawn. They seem kind of like they're bored and sharpening. And they're chit-chatting with each other. You may choose how you engage, but I will say the stealth to get to them is successful.
So how about I just use my massive hands to slam around against the face of the closest one, keep his mouth shut.
Okay.
So he can't move, and then Kim can sneakily stealth the other one.
Sure.
Okay. Which stat are each of you using?
If I'm going to sneaky, I guess prowl.
I want to say wreck, but at the same time that sounds so
Loud.
It is definitely loud, but if you successfully wreck this guy's face, he's not saying anything. But technically does
but
work.
it might slam, his face into the wall, which might go bonk.
Indeed. Realistically, what you're doing is you're rushing him, you're covering his mouth with your hand, and then grabbing the back of his head to kind of like clamp him shut. His hands will be free, obviously, but he won't be able to say anything. That is a very aggressive
thing. If anything,
thing.
I'll make sure that Olaf's crew is on standby so they can slit the throat of the guy that I'm holding back.
Yeah, so like I said, if you want them to follow you and like follow through, that's what they're here to do. All right, so you're going to go for a prowl, Kim?
Yeah.
That should still be controlled standard. And Desmond, which stat do you want to go for?
I guess wreck. Can I say that the Wolf guys are effectively assisting me, or is that...
They very much can. I did mention there's 2 individuals before you roll. One does occasionally get up, meaning his back will be to you for but a brief moment. Who wants to go for that one?
Me.
Desmond, you're going to go for the one that's kind of... He's not looking down. He's facing. You're going to have to cross 5 or so feet to even physically get to his body. They're in a good position. Like, intentionally, this is horrible for you guys because that's literally what they want. It's by design. So you're going to have to cross a fair amount of room, 5-7 feet of just like long leg go to get to this boy to grab him. And if you want Ulf to back you up, he can definitely do that. They can just move like alongside you. And I can have him roll with and just give you stress, and I can add to your die if you want. If he fails.
Yep.
Hopefully
I failed to wreck.
Hey, there we go. Nope, he helps. Okay, cool. So that's actually going to be a partial success. So this is indeed controlled. The only downside to failing a controlled roll, we'll say this. As Desmond and we'll say one of Ulf's guys jump in with you. Maybe some streams are crossed for but a moment. You're both big, bulky guys. And as the dude's kind of sharpening his knives, the both of you rush him. Desmond, you're able to kind of grab on to this dude, but as he brandishes his blade, he attempts to swing out. One of Ulf's guys kind of decides, shit, do I grab his wrist or do I stab him? You kind of gave me the stab him motion. Instead, he kind of like lashed out. He knocks one of the knives out of the guy's hand, and then he grabs his other wrist. So neither of you are stabbed. You kind of have this guy grabbed, but he still has a knife he's sort of wriggling about. And one of you is definitely in danger, but one of Wolf's guys is trying to hold him as you're holding him to prevent that from happening. Kim, you're able to very quickly sneak behind the guy who it looked like he was like swapping out a weapon, maybe. You sneak right behind him, and what are you doing precisely?
Slitting his throat.
You're just going for a kill?
Yep.
All right, you go for a quick kill. You're able to very slowly lower him down. He makes no sound, but as you turn, you see that both Desmond and one of Ulf's guys has someone who is wriggling. They still have a rather large knife in their hand. I hesitate to call it a knife. Ulf looks around the corner. Y'all can see this happening. What do y'all do?
At this point, I'm basically holding his entire face with my hand. Can I like slip behind him to get a better grip on him and like immobilize him entirely? Think
yes.
Like martial arts style-ish.
Definitely, yeah. What would you like to roll for that?
You do it in a way that
Finesse?
exposes his chest?
Sure. Finesse, I guess.
That would make sense. You're already in
Behind
position.
him.
Yeah, you're already in position. Are you helping with that, Kim, or?
I would like to dash forward and stick him in the heart. Right between them ribs.
All right, so you're going to go in to kind of get stabby. Are we helping? Are we giving him a die? Is this a group? Is this a group project? What are we doing?
If he's holding and I'm stabbing, can that be a group project?
Very much so, yes.
I'll lead and you can, sure.
All right.
With this guy held, it's not a great position, so that's definitely risky. We have a couple people involved here to help. Ulf looks like he's kind of moving into like, all right, clearly this is the time to move. He motions to his guys to kind of get to the door and start looking at it. As they're very quietly moving on in, you start to kind of whip behind him, motioning to him, get him. Kim, you brandish your blades. This will be finesse for both of you. Standard risky, just right down the middle. All right, cool. No failures. We just do it. So, Desmond, gripping this guy's head, you flip around him real quick, and his blade, like, drags against your shirt and just barely cuts it. It, like, gets caught on the ittiest bittiest of fibers and gives it a nice little, like, nick, but he was real close to getting you there. Fortunately, you're able to move quick enough, and Kim, him being distracted looking at Desmond, you move in and just stick this guy right in the chest with your knife. You're able to twist it, Desmond holding his head tightly, ensuring that no sounds get out. But once again, complete silence, second man taken down. With this positioning of the room, you guys are actually able to pull him off to the side. If you wish, there'll be no one in the room, obviously, but you can move him off to the side so there's not a dead guy just sitting in a chair.
The last thing he is before he dies is, that was cotton.
Would it be better for us to leave them in the chair, maybe like they fell asleep on duty?
It's up to you.
Put them in the fridge.
So there's blood out. You slit a guy's throat. There's blood all over the table. So that's
But I mean, if we face their backs towards the door,
right. So this is an opening with a corner. You can literally hide their bodies around the corner. You can face them away from the opening. Totally up to you.
yeah, which is why I think we should leave them in the chairs.
That's
backs
fine.
to the door.
Yeah, that's fine. There's 2 chairs. You can totally do that if you want.
I mean, at least we'll have to approach them to see that they're dead.
Yeah.
We can very much do that. I will occasionally roll a fortune roll to see if it is noticed, but I won't do so now. All right. Ulf and his men are already looking at this door, and surprise, surprise, it's locked. They look to you, hoping that you guys have the tools to open it quietly. He's like getting ready to draw like a hooked hammer of like, let's break it open, or what are we doing?
What kind of lock is it? Mechanical or?
It's mechanical.
Okay, I take out my lock picking tools, I guess.
Okay. He sees your lock picking tools. He puts his away.
Okay, what do I roll for that?
That sounds very finesse to me. Risky standard should be fine.
And
Ooh, okay.
you see Desmond make like the very sophisticated pinky up movement and like one tiny inch of movement, and it instantly springs open.
Precisely. You pick this knife. You pick this lock like you were meant to. You were born to pick this lock. Complete nothing.
Only that one, though.
Not only do you open it quickly, but perfectly quietly. If anything, looks like that it was it even locked? Like anyone watching from the outside, it looks like you just like poked it. Like, did you have the key? What was that? No sound, no time wasted. In fact, you're also able to open these metal doors with just a barely a creak. You learn while opening it, Desmond, that you don't want to swing these open loudly because they got some heft to them. But because you guys aren't rushed, you have the time to kind of check the doors out and give them a nice slow swing. And as you look down, you can tell that there's light down there, but not as much as in these rooms. You can see some flickering off in the distance. They are a set of wooden stairs that descend down into the basement.
I mean, I guess we got to go down. Can you use a mirror to see if there's anyone directly there?
Sure.
All right, gazing down. You don't see anyone in the opening initially. And then I assume you're slowly descending, kind of using the mirror to help you.
Making sure the stair don't creak.
Taking our time, because we can.
I mean, if it doesn't creak for Desmond, it's not going to creak for anyone.
Precisely. Angling the mirror bits, and it looks as if this first room doesn't have anyone in it, weirdly enough. But surprising no one, there's a door. In fact, this room is quite small.
Door locked?
You guys descending all the way to go look at it?
Yeah.
At this point, I'm be careful because of the weirdly quiet room. He's too paranoid to trust quiet rooms.
As your group descends, completely silent, nothing is heard. And while you do notice that there's no one down here, you see a door up ahead of you. It has metal, very similar to the one prior. We can assume it is locked, although there is no lock hanging on it that we can see at least. To the right and the left of this door, you see 2, I'd say relatively ancient-looking dummies that are adorned with 1 pair of armor each. One is wielding a spear, and one is wielding a sword and shield.
What are the chances that they are ghosts inhabiting them?
I don't know. You're the ghost expert.
Dare I speak? Is it possible that ghosts are completely loyal to someone? Like that first house with the security system activated?
It definitely depends on the situation. Some of them are more so tech that are driven to function this way, and then others are potentially loyal.
All right, if I activate my ghost voice without saying anything, can I sense ghosts, or do I have to start speaking and wait for a response?
How is it phrased exactly?
You know the secret method to interact with a ghost or demon as if it were a normal human, regardless how wild or feral it appears. I gain potency when communicating with supernatural.
Okay. All that basically means is if you were to talk to something supernatural, you're set, effectively. That is...
Ogre! Do you sense a ghost in there?
I don't know, maybe.
I know I'm reckless, but this has got me paranoid.
Hey, that's my job.
There's a ghost in there. I'm not going in there.
I mean, just sense it out then.
Fine.
No, I mean, like a ghost in the... It's 2 suits of armor, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of if there is a ghost or not, Desmond is still going to stall for time at this point.
Fair.
So what, just roll a tune?
Yes, if you're basically trying to reach out and sense what the hell's going on.
Ghosty
Okay.
boy.
Oh, never mind.
Alrighty. Upon opening yourself to the beyond, Ogre, you can tell that 100% there is a ghost presence in this room. Specifically, situated in both suits of armor. And there's something faint in the door. You can tell all 3 are linked together.
So touch the door and wake the other 2 up.
Probably.
So what if someone were to, I don't know, become intangible and slip through the wall instead? Take a look if she's even inside there.
Sure.
Like, realistically, you only have to stick your head through. If
Yeah,
there's
so I
something
think
you
for
can do.
this one, a quick in and out will work.
Assuming that doesn't also trigger the statues.
I mean, then at least we'll know they're triggered.
As you slowly get closer, Kim, thinking
You know
about
what?
this...
Desmond is swinging up and down between letting you do that and letting you not do that because he doesn't trust the door and the statues.
Well, I'm feeling reckless. I'm going to go ghost and peek in.
Okay, so you never.
I'm like discussing with Ogre what is the possibilities of her using that is going to wake up the ghosts, and she just runs off.
She's just gone. I like open my mouth and then I look to my left and she's gone.
Perfect. I would have given this information to Ogre that the closer you get, the more you approach it, something seems to activate Kim. So I'm actually going to have you roll for this. You're trying to be quiet, right?
Of course.
Okay. So I'm going to have you roll for that. As you book off, Ulf gives the 2 of you a look of like, is that normal?
Yes.
Wait, are you going through the door or through the wall?
I would prefer the wall. Can ghosts hurt me when I'm intangible?
Yes.
Probably.
Upon moving inward, Kim, you do get kind of a feeling, but we're getting in there. This just be a regular roll, standard risky. Prowl makes the most sense unless you want to roll something else. It's up to you. As you begin to move forward, how long are you doing this for? How much of the room are you trying to take in?
I just want to count and a general, really quick setup.
Okay, cool.
If my memory doesn't recognize it all, that's fine.
Fair enough. With your quick pop in, pop out, you see 4 total people. One of them is your target, and she's discussing something with the other 3. 2 of them have their back to the door. She's facing the door, but obviously cannot see you. And there's someone that is up, and they're looking through some books on the wall. So they're kind of pulling some down and like flipping through them real quick. You can tell they're pulling from whatever local library they have. All 3 of the other individuals are seated at a very large wooden table. The inside of this area is actually pretty well furnished. It looks like they come down here fairly frequently. The room prior, it's a little dirty. It's obviously just a guard room. It serves no other purpose. But something shivers down your spine. Something feels like it's touching you. As Kim pops her head through here, Ogre and Desmond, you see both of the figures begin to sort of glow and let off this eerie pale blue light. And you feel something kind of rake at you, Kim. You're able to get in all this information, but you're going to take 1 harm from something that is striking at the very core.
I accept.
Okay? We'll just call this one Cold Soul. You're able to pop your head back through. You've now gained this information, and you see both of the suits of armors are glowing a bit. You can hear micro movements as if they're kind of stretching out their joints. I'd say they're approximately 10, 15 feet apart.
All right, I will quickly back up and relay the info. 4 guys, lots of books. 2 right by the door.
Maybe we should have brought a bottle after all.
Yeah,
Maybe 2.
I think that might have been a good idea, but there were a lot of books in there. Maybe there's something we can sell.
For now, we need to deal with those 2 now.
Oh,
As you see this happening, what are y'all doing?
can I talk to them?
Of course you can. Like I said, they are slowly becoming tangible. You don't see a ghost, but instead what you see is the suits of armor beginning to move. Ulf takes a step back. Oh yeah, he's like, okay, weapons are out. He looks to you guys and looks to the open door that leads down to the basement, and he's looking towards Ezra and is like, should we close that?
Might be for the best. What kind of lock was it, actually? Was it like a...
It was basically a thick padlock.
I'll give the padlock to him to like lock it from this side.
His men run up, and completely silently, while this is happening, they very slowly close the doors. They lock it from this side, and they kind of give you guys a nod. You guys wait for a second, and don't hear anything, so they probably didn't hear you guys.
Ogre, is there any chance you can interrupt whatever the hell is happening over there?
I mean, I can try.
Your ghost bottles ready?
Can I put a suit of armor in a ghost bottle? I don't think that works.
I mean, it's a ghost in a suit of armor, right?
Yeah, you just pull the ghost out.
Yeah, just interrupt it getting into the armor and put it in your bottle instead. You get two ghosts for free.
True. I guess I will try to put the ghosts in the bottles.
Can I talk to them to maybe throw them off?
You very much can, yes. As you ready your hook, Ogre, you kind of realize that the armor is very much getting in the way. They're inhabiting the inside of this thing. So while it's probably possible, as with most ghosts, they obviously need to be weakened. You can't just yoink them away. But if you guys kind of work at it and mess with them, this is very much possible. They are just currently protected. Obviously, Kim, you can speak with them if you wish. And like I said, they're just slowly animating.
Hi. Those suits of armor look kind of uncomfortable.
Interesting opener. As you say that, they begin to draw their weapons and to point them at you. But as you say those suits of armor look uncomfortable, they pause for a moment, shocked that you can speak with them. They look to each other, then look back to you, and both suits of armor nod.
Why are you in them then?
Weapons still pointed, they kind of move a bit, and you see some dust settle from them as they take another step forward. They're beginning to glow a bit more. Ulf's kind of...
They look rusty, too. Ugh.
He's keeping his distance. After a second, the speech is labored as it's trying to escape. But you hear, forced to.
How? Is it the door?
They're not sure how to respond to that. But you can tell from what Ogre said, they're somehow linked to the door.
If I break the door, will you be free?
They shake their head now.
If I break the armor, will you be free?
They, again, shake their heads now.
If I kill the leader, will you be free?
The other one speaks up and says, quietly, intentionally so, I'm not sure if the leader put us here, but maybe. Why do you speak to us? Who are you?
I'm Kim Possible. I like speaking to ghosts.
Oh god, I forgot about her name.
I occasionally forget to.
I'm gonna go die now.
Desmond just walks away.
We're just leaving. You're on your own.
Because I'm the name, you jerks!
Yep.
Ulf does not know this meta information, so he's like, wow, what a cool name.
I mean, that's because his name is Unstoppable.
Oh my god.
And their initial garbled speech, it's easier to hear for all of you now. They seem...
I'm probably still terrified of this, honestly.
Every word they speak just makes all the hair in your body stand up, whatever hair you still have left. It's very uncomfortable.
You don't know about the hair that I have left.
We won't talk about that.
Good. The last person who talked about it, well...
It wasn't your wife?
You gave them to Ogre?
Ex-wife?
Wife. Ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend.
Why do you think she left me now?
Oh, no.
No, that's terrible.
It's slightly easier to understand what they're saying now. And Ulf kind of gives you a look, Kim, as you were speaking to them, of like, oh, okay, you guys can do interesting things.
I think at this point I'm trying to persuade Ogre to drop his bottle. We might not need it after all. Keep the hook though.
And looking to each of you, their voices aren't quite as grating as before. They're very tinny, echoey, like nails scratching up against a very unpleasant substance. But you can hear them now. The one with the spear just repeats and says, we were bound to these, to serve.
Unless you can tell me how to break you free right now, we might end up having to hurt you just a little bit in order to kill that leader behind that door.
There's no love between us. She put us here as punishment.
Punishment? Are you one of her people?
No, we stood up to them.
Oh, even worse.
They both nod.
If you can hold yourselves back as much as possible, I promise she's dead.
As you're motioning, you get slightly closer and you see them draw their weapons, but it's shakily, as if they're trying to hold them back. And they both say, "We're compelled to attack, but we can try."
Do your best, that's all I ask.
We're gonna have to make it quick.
Yeah, okay. So who brought the hammer to break down the door?
Ulf seems excited to knock the door down.
Away he goes.
Would you have the honors, please?
As you say that, the two spirits look to each other and then look to you. And you notice they are like exactly, so they've kind of taken a few steps forward and they haven't gotten any closer to each other. Every time they move, it's almost like the other one's compelled to move away from the other one. You can help us?
I can try. I just have to figure out what's tying you here.
It must be the armor. Something in it. I cannot escape. Neither can she.
Watch me take off the head and find a blood circle right there.
Don't scratch it.
Me and whoever else, I would like to keep the armors at bay while Ulf starts banging on the door.
In terms of forcing the door down, it might take explosives. It is a metal door.
Is there a lock on it that does make him pick?
No, there's no physical lock. It's locked by the spiritual force.
Hey, Ogre, what would happen if you blasted it with lightning?
I don't know. You want me to try?
How chonky can your lightnings get?
I don't think there's like a scale to it.
Yeah, it's situational. He has to roll to do it. So if he crits or something, then very chonk.
Because it's just, I don't think brick withstands lightning very well, but metal certainly does.
I don't think I can shoot through either of them.
No, if you're trying to physically shoot through, it's physically impossible.
Would lightning disrupt the connection between it and the ghosts?
Yeah, if anything, that might do something, but you're not entirely sure. That would depend on how he rolls, basically.
Well, I can go for it.
Do we have any other options? Because regardless of what we do, they are going to find out.
Yeah, they're coming for us.
And there's a good chance if we use lightning on the door that, either we'll fry one of them maybe, or maybe we'll blow ourselves up. Either way is fine.
Well, I guess I'm shooting lightning.
I trust you, Ogre, and I'm going to stand behind the wall.
You shouldn't.
Yes. I'm going to tell Ulf and Kim also to stand on the staircase behind the wall, around the corner.
So I don't want to take 4 stress for this. What's the devil's bargain?
Regardless if you devil's bargain or not, the people inside are going to hear this. We know that.
Yeah.
Just the general devil's bargain. If you succeed, this doesn't happen. But anything else, it's going to make noise. More noise than usual. It's just going to be loud for the people upstairs. So I'm not going to make them automatically hear you. I'm just going to roll an extra time. For reference, I'm rolling 2d6s. And if I fail, they're going to hear. So that's still pretty good odds. I'm basically just going to roll again.
Well, I'm just going to go for it with the devil's bargain. We'll see.
Okay.
Risky standard?
Yeah.
4 once, here we go.
Nice.
So those inside are obviously going to hear this. Those outside are not. I'll just do my standard regular roll to see if they're going to pay attention. I'm rolling a lot of 6s for you guys. So no, they are, for some weird reason, not looking at this room.
I mean, they're probably expecting us to come through the front door, right?
Most likely, yeah. Jeremy didn't lock the back window like an idiot.
A massive, snap.
So maybe Ulf and his men use their general girth to, absorb the sound along with Desmond.
Physical muffling.
Exactly, just stand in the way. So no one is hurt from this.
Apparently the doors are soundproof.
The lightning does not arc off and strike anyone or the ghosts. And you don't hear a shuffling inside, but you know this was loud enough, Ogre, that there's no way they didn't hear this. Now, the lightning itself doesn't strike the door. It strikes whatever force is outside the door and washes over it. As it does, you can see that for a brief moment, this field is disrupted or disturbed. You might be able to rush in and open the door, but you know that your body's passing through this field is going to cause you harm, 100%. The ghosts themselves, they seem stunned for a moment, and you know that they're connected to this door. It looks as if, against their will, they're unable to move for whatever reason.
Well, I'm just going to run through the door.
Yeah.
You're just going to run through as well?
Yes. Yeah. I'm trusting Ogre in this instance.
You shouldn't.
I definitely shouldn't, but I know that, if you need me, I'll be there.
Ulf and all them kind of look at you and go, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. And we'll say just passing through will just give each of you a level 1 arm You can obviously choose to resist it if you wish, or just we'll add the same one that Kim had, just Cold Soul.
What
I
roll
feel like
again?
if I resist it, I'm gonna get a trauma.
You need to roll Resolve to
Just be
resist it.
resolve, yeah.
It would be Resolve, yes.
Yeah, I do too.
Any modifiers? Does Spirit Charm do anything for this?
Nope, no modifiers. Your stats are your modifiers. So
Yeah, fine.
there you go. Okay. You take 0 stress and you take 0 harm. So you're able to entirely resist it, Desmond. Good job.
I'm well insulated.
You are very well insulated, yes.
I'm gonna risk it. It's gonna be so bad. Oh boy, that's another trauma. Goodbye, friends.
All right. That is, oh, damn, it's like dead on, too. All right. Which one do we think fits the situation?
Wait.
Probably reckless.
Yes, actually.
Kim, you roll first. I need to. If you succeed, I can, I don't know, shield ogre, I guess, with my massive frame, with my special armor.
Yeah, so Kim, you can resist against it. You do have 3 points in resolve, or you'll take a level 2 harm, actually, because your 1 slots are full.
I'm gonna regret this.
No, you're not. You rolled a 6. All right,
I
you can
can use my special armor on ogre, I guess.
your special armor can completely negate this. So ogre, you can actually undo that for trauma. Jesus, they have 4 traumas. You explode. You can do that for stress. So as the fates have it, you guys are able to just completely avoid this. I'm going to go ahead and roll their tier against this. They don't really know what's going on, and we'll see how it affects Wolf's boys. Not bad. Okay, I'll say they're shaken, but I won't take one out of the fight. I'll say that they're going to be not useless, but they're going to be less effective in the first couple seconds of this throwdown. And
They're following after us, so they're gonna be trying to focus on us anyway. So
yeah, precisely. I will also say in a situation like this, if you happen to get a trauma or happen to max out, you can still act, but it's going to cost you stress every time to act, but you very much can still keep going. Or if you want to role play that you're like shaking in the corner or just like catatonic for a second, you can totally do that, or you're tired, whatever. But I will let you guys continue to act if you wish back at 0 stress. So that is entirely up to you. As you guys push through this, Ogre, you are first. You push your hand against the door, and this like sickly cold feeling washes up your arm, but we need to get in there quick. And as you do, the door opens just like any old door. There's no resistance whatsoever, and you feel as if you push through this veil. Both of the ghost statues attempt to move, but they're rickety, and whatever you did disrupted them. So they both kind of shake in place, both, as I mentioned, approximately 15 feet across from each other. As you guys dash past them, all of you, you all push through this field. Both Desmond and Kim able to completely resist whatever harm would have been done to you. And as you do, as this lightning goes off and you instantly book through the door, Corin stands wielding something in her hands that glints in the light. The 2 bill hooks that are standing at the table also stand. The one with the book quickly puts it down, and you guys are face to face with 5 bill hooks. What do we all do? You kind of caught them by surprise.
I toss some daggers.
Of course you can toss some daggers.
All right. How many crotches are easily aimable?
Oh my.
Who are you aiming at precisely?
I mean, it's gonna have to be a man since they take the most damage, right?
Yes, we are.
I mean, it's more mental damage at that point. I feel like it's the same amount of physical damage.
It's a little bit of both. So I will say with how many people are in here, you can have kind of Ulf's men rush various folk to, take care of them, go for Corin, whatever you guys want to do. They're relatively weak. They're kind of evenly matched. So that'll be an interesting role for them. But yes.
Do I have easy access to both the men who stood up at the table?
Yes, I will say you do. You're throwing at both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with limited risky.
I'll assist you.
Actually, just look big and intimidating. That'll work.
I'll pick you up to give you a better line of sight.
That'll throw me off.
Definitely. That's fine, you do it anyway.
All right. So as you huck these bad boys, the 2 that stood initially, one is struck in the leg, and the other one is like just kind of barely able to like block it because maybe they've heard of the rumors of Kim, and he shoves his arm in the way of his groin because he knows that's what you're going for, and instead the knife sticks through his forearm. He winces, and well, they're very clearly ready for combat and quite angered at that.
Sorry, that's with a 6? I failed with a 6?
Who said you failed?
I got no groins. That's a failure.
You got one. Sounds like
I
I'm good for it.
protest the GM's actions. I protest.
I gotta protect the sausages sometimes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's more of a kill shot, Kim.
I protest.
That's more of a kill shot.
I mean, the inner
Save
thigh
the
is like
sausage.
a massive, blood vein.
Yeah.
Exactly. Alrighty. As this happens, Corin stands very cockily, and she's not going to run because, well, there's nowhere to run. And, well, she has a rifle. The billhook to the left that dropped the book, he has a small pistol. It's a little larger than yours, Desmond, but it's nothing to write home about. The other two billhooks, one got stuck in the arm. He actually drops the weapon he had, Kim. The one got stuck in the leg, howls out as he goes to grab one of the butcher's knives on the table, and surprise, surprise, everyone goes to rush you guys, looking towards Ulf and Ulf's forces. They are going to rush the guy with the gun, unless you guys want them to do something else specific.
No, gun works for me.
Okay.
Throw yourself in front of us.
Ulf's going to roll and run for that guy, and his men will also run to kind of meet up with that. Desmond and Ogre, what are you guys doing?
I kind of want to just blast Corin with lightning.
Do you have to stress for that?
I can do it one more time without getting a trauma.
Oh my god.
It's fine. I'll only be at 3 if I get another one. I will run at her and try to, like, shock her heart or something.
Oh, you're going for, like, melee?
She's holding
Yes.
a rifle. You can hold the rifle. That's conducted, right?
It's not all metal, so.
Basically melee. I want it to
will
be as
also-
effective as possible.
Okay, that's dangerous.
I'll also assist him by slamming away the rifle, I guess.
Is this your other free assist, or?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Excellent. So the two of you are going to rush in somewhat awkwardly. We'll say the two guys that came through the knives the two billhooks that are in front of Corin. Ogre, are you going to dive over the table to get to her?
Yes.
Okay. So charging up your lightning as you kind of dive over the table to get to her, Desmond, you're able to like weave around the two that are temporarily stunned because Kim stuck them. So you can run around them. Being this close, it's actually going to be a great effect, but a desperate position.
What's the devil's bargain?
The devil's bargain. Let's see.
Stop doing this to yourself.
But it's fun.
It is fun. Rushing in as quickly as you are, not necessarily taking your time on this. The lightning will be wild, and it will not damage you, but some of it might jump off and hit Ulf and his men. So that'll be just tiered up with how you roll. If you completely succeed, it'll barely hurt him. If you fail, it's going to shock the shit out of them.
Well, it'll be 5 dice, I believe.
Yeah, that's a lot of dice, yeah.
Don't say that. Never say that.
Oh, no. It's not the worst thing ever.
That is not the worst thing ever.
I mean,
But this is gonna hurt. I'm not going to down any of them, but I will say on your way there, some of the lightning arcs off from your hand. You're shocking with your hand, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, cool. I mean, you have your lightning dance, so
punch.
yeah, you have your lightning dance. So I'm not sure where it comes from exactly. I mean, your hair looks like it could like conduct the lightning forward if you needed to, or like shoot off in different directions. While Ulf and his men charge the billhook with the pistol, he's able to, we'll say he's able to kind of like get a decent aim on them while they're doing their thing. Maybe you shock one and it causes him to like sort of fall over and like pause for about a moment, and they give you a look of like, what the hell? You already shot the lightning, but they weren't expecting more of it. You're able to vault over the table, Ogre, but as she is very much ready for combat and she is gunning for you, my boy, Desmond, you run around the corner, and I will say for you specifically, you're trying to move the gun out of the way. Instead, for Desmond, you try to slap the gun out of the way. She kind of moves back a bit, and she's still able to aim it. So her positioning isn't perfect. You definitely moved in, but as she was ready for you guys, and you had to clear so much room, she's able to react in time. And she's going to trade blow for blow with you, Mr. Ogre. This is going to be a 3-tier harm, because she was already aiming at the rifle at you guys, and you just kind of charged her. So she's going to hit you before you get to her with your lightning. But you're going to strike her dead on the chest, like full on. This is physical harm. If you wish to resist it with prowess, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, it's just a tier 3 harm.
Well, if it's... Oh, God. I mean, if I fail the resist, I'm basically out. If I just take it, then I'm out.
Yeah. So if you take it, you're going to need help to do anything. So as long as someone's near you, you can still act. Or you need to push yourself every single time you act. If you fail, like I said, I'll let you stay in the fight. You can still do your thing. But every action you do will cost you 2 stress.
Sounds like I'm getting a trauma no matter what I do. It's fine.
well, at least it'll reset your stress.
Well, I'm just going to try to resist it and hope, I guess. 2 dice in a dream. Oh my God, I'm fine.
God. Holy shit.
I'm okay.
He can only take 1 stress, and he took what? Oh my God. That's perfect. Okay.
Okay.
No trauma, nothing bad. So instead, this is a tier 2 harm, meaning if you do anything physical, it is -1 die, but you're not a very physical boy. Okay, so seeing all this play out, we'll say the billhook to the left that was reading the book, he's basically like head to head with Ulf and his men. Some of his men are going to go off and kind of bug with the two bill hooks that were in front of the table. You're basically on the table, Ogre. Where do you want to land after you shock her in the chest?
I mean, I'm assuming I would just be like right in front of her.
Because she backed up.
Push her back a little bit.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So she backed up like, 2-3 feet to kind of dodge Desmond. And as she did, you're able to get off the table, shock her as you dive over. She winces, but as I mentioned, is able to blast you right in the chest. And she misses slightly due to your general lightning aura. She curses, but you see a smirk of enjoyment as you guys just rush in. This is pretty much exactly what she was expecting. The two bill hooks that were in front of the table, one of them is going to go off to meet with Ulf and his men. So two of them are distracted. One of them is standing in front of the table. That'll be the one that got hit in, we'll say the arm. The one that got hit in the leg, kind of stumbled off to go mess with Ulf and his men. Ulf just jumps on this dude, and he just like sticks him in the face instantly, tries to grab him by the shirt, and then he just slams him up against the bookcase, and they're basically like wrestling over there. So they're going at it. He goes to draw a bladed weapon, so like sticking this guy. They're dodging, they're doing their things. All of his men are just tussling with those two dudes, and we have Knife Guy that is now ready. He's stuck in the arm, but he's ready to fight. Corin is taking her step back, and she's kind of fiddling with the weapon as she sees you, Ogre, Desmond relatively close, and him. What are y'all doing?
Well, Ogre's looking kind of crazy over there, and I'd love to give him a gun. Can I aim for her shoulder to try and knock the gun out of her hands?
I would normally say standard, but because you're injured, I'm going to lower it to limited.
Can I push myself and use the Devil's Footsteps to get closer so that my aim is better?
Yes.
I'll also just assist you. I don't know, switching position so that she's turned away from you and can't see what you're doing.
Like trying to distract her?
Basically.
Okay, so that one says when you push yourself, you can do something that's superhuman, right, Kim?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're pushing yourself to bring it from limited to standard, or...
Sure, let's do standard.
And we'll just say risky? Risky standard, perfect, okay. With this, Kim, as you hurl the knife, your intention is to make her drop the weapon, or...
Drop the weapon.
Okay. I'm going to say she takes no damage, and instead drops the weapon. Basically, she sees the blade coming, and she uses the rifle to stop it. She'll hold it up, and it'll catch the blade, but you threw it at like the right speed and angle. She'll like rip it from her hands, mainly because she was distracted with Desmond. She didn't have a tight enough grip on the weapon itself. As she kind of holds it up, you whack it over her head, and it goes flying behind her somewhere. She curses, and very quickly goes to draw her blades. Normally, she'd probably go for you, Kim, but she's surrounded by two people, Ogre and Desmond. So you can tell that she means someone close to her harm. After she does that, Ogre and Desmond, do you guys have an action that you want to go for? The bill hook on the other side of the table is going to be rushing for Kim in a second.
How does she drop her rifle?
So she goes to block it by holding the rifle up, and with the momentum of her raising her arms, the rifle it goes above her head, and it's ripped behind her, basically. So it lands like 10 feet behind her.
Can I use finesse to try to catch it?
Yeah, very much so. I'll just put that as standard. Yeah, just regular standard risky.
Not bad.
Yeah, rather than catching it, you reach out and it kind of hits the tip of your finger, and it actually goes further away from her, but closer to you. So you kind of knocked it towards your angle, actually. Rather than being to her north, it's actually closer to the west. So it slaps the floor and kind of spins. As she looks at you, you're very clearly going for the weapon. She's like, oh, what? And she has her blades out. Now she's purely focused on you, Desmond, as she both wants her weapon back and does not want you to get it.
I'm furiously pointing at Ogre to get the gun.
Yeah, so it kind of like spins out of the way, and she gives a look of like, no, you're not touching that.
I'm going to go try and get the gun.
Running away from her, she means anyone near her harm. So whatever you want to roll will have to be basically to both escape her and get it.
Finesse to like dodge her and then grab it.
That makes sense to me.
What's the devil's bag?
I'm going to assist you. Don't devil's bargain, you idiot. God damn it.
Alrighty. Just regular.
I assist you.
Yeah, standard risky again.
I am definitely threatening her in range. Yeah, as I also pull out, and actually, no, I don't have any knives. I pull out my gun.
Yeah, you can very much threaten, mock her, whatever you want to do. You're close enough to distract her. She's torn between the two of you because one of you just like shocked the shit out of her, and the other one, well, is clearly going for her weapon, which she wasn't expecting.
Why would you not expect your enemies to go for your weapons?
She wasn't expecting you to be that fast.
That was almost bad.
You're very quick.
Yes.
So with this ogre, you're able to kind of like fandangle your way past them. And I'll say you do get the weapon, but she's going to like nick the back of your leg with her knife. Or that'll just be a level 1
At
harm.
least it's a nick and not a, gunshot to
Well,
the chest.
I can't resist it, so.
We'll just say slice leg. It's not too crazy, but it definitely is not great either. And as that happens, Kim, this billhook is now rushing towards you. Ulf and his men are throwing down. Let's just kind of throw some dice real quick and see what happens. Roll some dice. That's not great. That's all. I will take it out on his men instead.
Are you serious? This clan leader has 1 dice.
He's tier 1. I'm rolling for his men.
Triggered.
He's working his way up. That's why you're helping him. Alrighty.
Yeah, but I had more respect for him. I thought he was cooler than this.
Oh no, he's fine. His men are going down. We'll say the one that got shocked by Ogre was temporarily distracted, and maybe he gets like stuck. He's not dead, but he's like pulling back to kind of like tend to his wound as quickly as he possibly can. And as that's happening, this billhook is rushing for you, Kim. He has a hook in one hand, very much the one that goes parallel to your palm, and then it comes out between your fingers.
Okay.
A meat hook, basically. He's running at you with one of those, and he has some weird like clawed apparatus on his right arm, and he's just booking it for you.
Is he swinging down or sideways?
We'll say he's swinging the hook down. He's intending to catch you like in the shoulder and then gut you with whatever he has in his hand.
All right, if I ducked and then kicked his legs.
Okay, so you want to both dodge and attack at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Finesse?
Sounds very finessey to me. That should be, I'll put it at limited risky. Nice, okay.
I think you succeeded.
Yeah, as he charges at you, that's a full success. You're able to dodge the attack. And while you do strike him, he doesn't fall, but you do you get a solid kick in his leg, and you maybe heard something snap, but he's not wanting to go down, and he's still attempting to remove you from the situation, Kim. But you're able to dodge the strike very handily. Makes him very frustrated. As you pick up the weapon, Ogre, you hear Corin just like, "You little shit." Well, I'd say you're her full focus, but there's a very large boy in front of you, so whichever one of you wants to act first, you're more than welcome to do so.
I'm assuming the gun is still loaded.
Oh yeah, she only shot once.
Well, then I want to shoot her in the chest.
Okay. You notice there's a second trigger on the gun as well.
Oh, good.
Wait, what kind of gun is it?
It's a long rifle, comprised of wood and steel.
I'm going to use whatever the second trigger is and hope it doesn't kill us all.
All right, you're actually able to poke the second trigger fairly easily. It's kind of off to the side, and it extends a bayonet.
Nice.
A serrated bayonet. And she sees you find that very quickly and very much gives you a look of like, all right, you piece of shit.
Get
Ooh,
her,
authentic.
get her.
That would sell well, actually. Don't damage it, Ogre.
Well, if that just extends the bayonet, then I'm going to pull the other trigger and shoot.
Okay,
Fix bayonets.
excellent.
You know, I'm actually gonna run past her and body her to turn her around so she can't react to Ogre. Like basically shoulder checker.
Okay.
Force her to spin a bit.
Yeah. So this is definitely a setup action, I would say.
Sure.
You're falling running into her. If you're doing that, go ahead and roll whatever you'll roll. I thought she's not focusing on you, so it'll just be risky standard.
Okay, what would I roll for that for the best?
Sounds very wrecky to me.
Well, there goes my one single dice.
You did it.
You did it. You're relatively close. The situation's kind of shitty. Normally this would be standard risky, Ogre. Because he's setting you up, that's now great.
Don't shoot me in the ass, by the way.
What's the devil's bargain?
No!
Oh, man.
Desmond is gonna get a second stack of paranoia because Ogre keeps randomly saying, "What's the devil's bargain?"
The devil's bargain, no matter what the outcome, the people on the outside are going to be made aware of what's going on, and they're going to be very interested. There's a gun that went off, there's sound, there's lightning, shit's going down, and it's maybe been a while.
It's fine.
The door is indeed locked, so I'm going to roll an additional time to see if they see what they see. I'm rolling 2d6. All I need to do is roll a 1 to 3 as the highest for it to be a fail. So I'm just going to keep rolling that, and then we'll see how that plays out. So
Okay, he's bluffing. He already rolled and he already failed. They already know we're down here. Do it.
Take it.
Okay. And this is a hunt? Okay,
God.
excellent.
Oh, boy.
All right, so let me roll that real quick. Oh, man, you guys are so lucky. Holy shit. Oh, my God. I rolled a 6 and a 1, a 6 and a 1, and not great on the third one. Okay. So, God, that's hilarious. I'm going to go with reduced effect on this one. So you don't shoot Desmond, you don't shoot yourself, you don't lose the gun, you won't be taking harm. Instead of being great effect, it'll just be standard effect, which is 2 pips. Maybe she's kind of able, like, as you kind of ram into her, Desmond, neither of you are hurt from this. Instead, maybe it throws off Ogre's aim just slightly, just a little bit, and you don't hit her where you intended to, Ogre. You shoot her through...
Now we can blame me.
Through her forearm. So she was reacting to you, Desmond, and as she's kind of spinning, we'll say you do fall on checker, but rather than her getting like knocked down, she rolls out of the way, and she ends up kind of moving behind some boxes, some crates and shit that were back here. And you can hear her breathing heavily because that bullet went straight through her forearm, and it just blasted Gore out the other side, and she's just like, shit, again, then rolls around the corner. Ulf and all of them are still doing their thing. You know you have at least one more shot, Ogre, with this weapon. You're not entirely sure like how it's loaded, but you know for a fact you got one more shot with the way it feels. I'm going to roll for this boy again.
I still have a turn, right?
Yeah, let me roll for Ulf's guys before I forget. All right, cool. So they're not going to really take any damage, and I'll add one more pip to the bill hooks as they're throwing down with them. How do you respond to this, Desmond, as you kind of rammed into Corin?
After that, I'm just going to shoot the bill hook next to Kim.
Sure, yeah. We'll just go standard risky with that. He's not too far away, and he's distracted.
Sure. What do I roll for that?
That feels very hunty to me, because he's decently far.
Oh, boy.
If you want to move closer to him, you can do finesse.
I mean, sure, as I'm moving past Corin and body checking her, I get closer to him.
Yeah, definitely. Hunt is more like long range. Finesse is like, can you aim it within close range? Probably.
Can I?
I don't know. Can you?
Partially.
All right, you very much can. Maybe he hears you coming up behind him. As you draw your weapon, he's kind of limping a little bit from Kim. He turns to you and sees you draw this pistol. He kind of goes, his eyes light up like, shit. He sees that Corin has like slid behind something. Rather than like responding to you, Desmond, he pulls something out of his pocket and he slides it across the floor, this piece of metal, whatever it is, and it slides all the way to Corin. And as it does, you're able to elicit the final blow to this bill hook. Is you just get him right between the eyes. He falls dead next to you, Kim, and you guys no longer need to worry about this douchebag.
Grab the thing he slid?
You very much may try. It's going to be, I'm going to say, limited risky. It's moving real quick. You are next to him, though.
Would you like me to assist?
Oh
with
my
that?
god.
Oh, never mind.
Wow.
You dive whatever this thing is, Kim. Not entirely sure what it is, but if he's throwing it to his boss, clearly it's got to be worth something.
Can I can't get a look at it as I'm dodging and missing?
I'll tell you what it is.
You dive straight onto like a metal spike and die.
I need to build the tension, so you're like, oh god, what is it? What is it? What is it?
Kind of want to try and shoot it,
It's just mixtapes.
just so it goes the other way.
You want to try to shoot it?
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy shot.
No, it's not. I'd say the only thing in the way, realistically, is Desmond. I would say the obvious risk is Desmond standing where he is.
I might as well go for it.
I mean, you're not reckless.
He's about to be.
God damn it.
I'm getting real close.
I don't want a second trauma. Stop it.
Can I run over there and try to like stab her with the bayonet?
Oh, definitely. By the time you get there, she'll have whatever this thing is, though.
Can he wait until she ducks down to pick it up? Or is it going under a table or something?
It's sliding past various crates and such, and it's going to arrive next to her in just a second. So basically, whatever the next thing that happens is, she's going to have it. So we'll put it this way. Ogre, if you shoot it, it's going to go across the room, and then Kim can go grab it again. If you run towards her, she'll have whatever this thing is.
Screw it, I'm just going to go for the shot.
You hear some shuffling about, Kim, as you kind of dive for this thing. You're unable to grasp it. It just barely slips between your fingers. It's something relatively sharp. You can definitely tell that much. And it looked like it had a handle. It's very similar to a knife. Most of the weapons they use they're very, let's say, hodgepodge, we'll say. This one's got some fancy to it. It has somewhat of a glow, if anything, as it slides across the floor.
What's the devil's bargain?
The devil's bargain. Let's see. The devil's bargain. Oh, this is fun. If you hit this thing, you don't know what it is. I know what it is. Something bad's going to happen if you hit it, but not necessarily for you.
Oh, good.
I will say, upon looking at it, Ogre, maybe like in the split second, you're in the zone. You activate your like whatever vision, your anime vision. I see faster than most people. I don't know. You can tell this is a spiritual item.
Wait, how's that a devil's bargain? Isn't it supposed to harm us?
Might potentially harm us.
Depending on how this thing plays out. Well, the thing is, it's in front of both Desmond and Kim. It was also next to Corin, so we'll see how it plays out.
All right.
So a risky standard?
I wasn't say limited, but like you're not going to take damage, so
Oh,
we're more looking for the outcome.
Oh
Hey!
my god!
161, baby. You got a
This
6
would have been
sandwich.
worse if it was 116.
You made a 6 sandwich. Good job.
I hate it.
Okay.
We
With
succeeded, that's fine.
amazing timing, Ogre, you blast this knife across, and I'll say you see her hand reach out from like behind the crates to grab it. Maybe Kim, as you're like on your stomach looking at her, she's smirking like, yes! And right before she nabs it, Ogre, you blast it, and then the expression on her face, Kim, quickly turns to like, are you kidding me?
I will smile in return.
She just like utters a curse at you.
Desmond is just wide-eyed staring at Ogre. What the shit are you doing? You always hit me.
You're fine.
This one is indeed fine as the bullet goes hurling past him. Another very loud sound. Ogre, you're not sure if this gun is empty. It might have another shot. You can definitely tinker with it if you wish. As it kind of slides across the room, this knife bounces off like the back wall and kind of like and just shakes for a second. As you shot it, as the bullet struck this blade, you heard an indistinguishable crack, and this tealish light begins to emanate from this back corner. It's sort of superseding the torch that's burning just above it. And you see her, Kim, and she gives a look like, ah, damn it, are you kidding me? Her expression is torn between, do I go for it now, or did he break the damn thing? Are you kidding me?
Am I able to throw a knife at her right now?
You very much can see her. If you wish to respond in that way, you're more than welcome to do so.
I do, yes.
Okay. Limited risky. You full on do it. I'll say she is distracted during this moment as this knife goes hurtling. Maybe as she went to reach for this knife, her hands extended out and you hurl one of your knives at it and it just like whoop, 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 and just cuts up along her arm. And you see this nice fine drag of blood just begin to like eke down her arm. And she quickly pulls it back like, ah, God, nice aim. But like, screw you at the same time. Ulf and his boys are still kind of throwing down with you with these two dudes. Some of Ulf's men look hurt, not necessarily dead. One of them is leaning back in a chair, like breathing heavily. And you guys can kind of hear some banging coming from outside as things begin to heat up. Corin is kind of fiddling around with what she has, but she might just be stuck with knife now. And then she said, like, that's not good. That's very much not good.
Desmond is casually straightening his suit at this point, I guess. And then he shoots one of the billhooks.
One of the ones that's fighting with Ulf.
Yes.
Okay.
As he gets a bit closer, I guess.
Because of Ulf's men, they're throwing down, they're only paying attention to you. Limited risky, but limited will still kill it. This takes a little extra time for you to aim properly, Desmond. Maybe you're shouting to them to like move, like, I can take the guy out. And you are definitely going to kill the remaining billhooks in this corner. But it takes you an extra second to aim and to kind of get Ulf to calm down. He's just kind of going for gut shots, and he's moving way too wildly. He's really in him. He's cursing at the dude. He's dropping elbows on him. Ulf's going ham on this guy. While you kind of see Desmond slowly trying to aim while Ulf and his energy is all over the place all at once, Ogre, what are you doing? You saw him just chuck a knife.
I think now it's time to run at her and stab.
Okay, that's perfectly fair. If you're going in to do the dirty, that's definitely a desperate position. And if you're...
Would make it a finesse roll, though.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you're going for a stab. It's already in her. That's not hunt. It's the bullet's going to hit. I'll say desperate, great. Just because this is dangerous for her.
XP for it.
Yeah.
What's the devil's bargain?
God damn it. Now you're just doing it to make me stressed.
This is the only way I can get more dice.
So, Devil's Bargain. Whatever this force is in the corner, it's going to focus on you.
This is acceptable. I'm just going to run over there and stab her and then try to shoot.
Ooh, baby. Alrighty.
Doing this to yourself. Now you have 3 ghosts hunting you.
Mr. Ogre, before we deal with the fallout, this is going to be enough to fell Corin. Paint me a beautiful bayonet picture.
I'm going to just like scream at the top of my lungs the whole time as I'm running around. And then as I like stab into her gut, I'm just going to start like, just keep moving the blade around. Just turn her insides into paste.
Oh my God.
He probably would do the same to you. That's fair. The initial stab is very much like, son of a bitch. And you kind of keep going. And like, there's maybe a hint of respect in her eye as you kind of start going at this. And she's like, kind of like, okay. And as she does, obviously, she's armed. Obviously, her intent is for murder. She doesn't have the fancy weapon that she wanted, but that's fine. No tact whatsoever. Overhead stab with whatever blade she has, and she's going to go ahead and return the favor. You're going to turn her insides to spaghetti. She'll probably try to do the same to you. She's going to stab down at you and stick you right in the chest, like right above your heart. And she's hoping she got you in the heart. She's like looking into your eyes like, you're dead, right? You're dead, right? Like, I want to see the light leave your eyes. And she's giving you this look of like, come on, die, you piece of shit. And she's noticing that like the strength is like leaving her arm. You feel like she got close. Like wherever she struck, this shit hurts bad. And the strength is leaving her arm before she can like ratchet down. She kind of shakes as she doesn't see Ogre going down. And there's just a look of like, God damn it, as you finish Corin off. That will indeed be a level 3 harm.
And then the victory music starts playing and nothing else happens, right?
Precisely. The background guards are taken care of. You may label this ogre as almost heart stab, if you wish. And she did not remove the blade. It is still indeed in your chest. This might be what's holding the blood in. I'm going to keep it there. I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it there.
Okay. And as you see that you've dispatched her, you can sort of see this light begin to grow in the corner, but the light is almost like absorbing the shadows and also absorbing the light from the flames. You can almost see and audibly hear the flames being pulled into whatever this is, and the light next to you, Kim, is just snuffed out, is gone. And whatever this black and teal swirl, it almost looks like ink. It begins flowing and spinning and turning, and as it does, Corin's body just completely falls limp. It pauses for a moment, kind of as you're finishing this off, Ogre. You're more so seeing this, Kim. You fire off your shot, Desmond. The guy dies, and this goop just forces itself down Corin's throat, and her body begins to shake in front of you, Ogre. You can hear her teeth chattering, just like hard, far more forcefully than anyone would willfully.
Wait, is she becoming a zombie husk, whatever?
You're not sure. Do you want to stay to find out?
No.
Okay. Her body is convulsing in place, Ogre.
More likely whatever was contained inside is taking over her body, by the way. But
You can see this goop is like pushing out of the various wounds. The cut along her arm, it's no longer bleeding red. It's a strange teal black ooze. The gut wound that you gave her, same. In fact, these like tendrils kind of begin to move outward to grab the weapon and take it from you.
Well,
hey, Ogre, you seem to need some help. I lift you up and run away. We gotta go now.
Ulf, let's go.
All right. As we hear that, Ulf just leaps over the table and kind of like looks around to see. He's like, did you get her, boy?
Well, she's definitely dead.
Yeah, she's gone.
So I definitely think she turned into something worse.
Yeah, the shit was that light.
No idea, just run.
Quick nod. They kind of prop up 2 of their wounded men, and they just start like booging. So Ogre, if you want this weapon, you're more than welcome to try to pry it out of her corpse, but that's going to require an action, or is just going to have the gun. Up to you.
I mean, if you hold on to it, I can drag it with me, potentially.
You guys can try to group action it out of her.
I'll basically roll for it with my, I don't know, what do I roll for that?
I'll just hold on to the gun while Desmond tries to pull me away.
Sure. You want it to be a group action that Desmond's leading?
Yeah, sure.
I will be very, very straightforward. This is going to require strength to get out, not finesse. So you need to pull on this thing. So what's that you want to use?
I don't know. What is strength in this thing? Wreck?
Technically, that would apply. You can definitely request help from Ulf or Kim. Ulf will roll with 2 die.
Is Ulf helping any of his own guys, like limping out, or?
He will.
I can help one of them.
Yes, he will. But if Kim wants to help, and if you shout, hey, we need help really quick, he will help you.
Someone help me drag this guy out of here.
Okay, Ulf like rushes over to you, and he like is trying to see what the hell's going on. He's like, whatever. He just like grabs on, like, let's do this, whatever it is.
Don't worry about it. Just run.
Fair enough.
I'm basically just pulling Ogre with me over my shoulder.
Okay.
And Ulf could take the other side, and Ogre is holding on to his gun apparently. So.
All right, that works for me. I guess we're all wrecking then. I'll add 2, and you are leading.
Yes.
Oh no.
Good thing we're here. All right, Ogre, what you got?
Do I mark a stress for my own fails?
I'm sorry, you're probably going to take another stress from me because I have nothing in rec.
It says leader takes 1 stress for each 1 to 3 result.
Oh boy,
You might get a trauma here.
Damn it, Ulf, if you're gonna fail me,
standard?
I don't want your help.
Risky standard, yes.
What's the devil's part?
Oh my god. Okay. Oh man. Okay, it's already focused on you. I already had something. This entity, Ogre, it's going to remember you.
No, not another one.
That's just the bargain.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
At least then I'm not rolling with disadvantage.
Okay.
This is his third one.
Yep.
Well,
I think so.
there's one that's after all of you, but he just kind of already has one in the background that.
Well, I'm sorry if I failed, Desmond. Unfortunate.
Oh, come on!
Ah,
Desmond gets a trauma.
why am I the one that gets the trauma?
Oh no.
So I guess, like, I don't know, can Ogre just, like, give up and let go of the gun?
Well, unfortunately, that is indeed 3 stress. The nice thing is, it does clear all your stress. And fortunately, we are leaving now.
No, it's not a nice thing. Now I can't de-stress those two.
Oh shit! Yeah, good point. Alrighty. Well, damn it, Olaf! I thought you were gonna help. Okay. Unfortunately, all that's gonna happen is we don't get the gun. Nobody gets hurt. Nothing else bad happens. This won't necessarily waste any time. You just realize, Ogre, as you're holding onto it, you pull. It is. This thing do be sucking, though, and it's not letting go. And you realize if you keep trying to pull, which you very much can, and I know you're not going to, it's gonna pull you in. So it wants the gun. It wants the gun real bad.
That sounds like a challenge.
Does Ogre accept this
Can't
challenge?
give myself stress apparently.
No.
Okay. Crazy. Yeah, so which trauma will you be taking, Mr. Desmond?
I'm sorry.
I'm done with Ogre shit. I give you cold.
Oh my god.
I
All
don't
right.
want to become cold. No, this is terrible.
It's totally up to you. You can make it in certain situations. It's however you want to go.
What makes the most sense here, though?
Realistically,
Haunted.
yeah, haunted does make sense. This is a ghostly apparition. This is some weird-ass paranormal shit, and it's like writhing up Ogre's arms. We'll say like tiny little tendrils are like just like sneaking over your shoulder, Desmond, and kind of like slightly getting off onto Ulf. If you've ever seen those really tiny kind of like weeds and plants that like grow up things in like little spirals, they're tiny like that. They're really, really little. But
I mean, we still have to get out of here, and there's people banging on the door upstairs,
Yeah.
you know?
indeed, as all that happens, Ulf kind of sees this as all right, shit, well, this clearly isn't working. And we'll say he kind of turns and realizes this. He starts like pulling the weird shit off your guys' shoulders and like motions, let's go. Starts running. You guys hear the door banging up top. And are you leading, Kim? Or are we with Ulfman? You kind of waiting a second.
I'm gonna lead only because I want to see what those two ghosts outside are up to.
That very much works. There's ish enough room for both you and Ulf. So the door, like standard door that leaves, there's no ghost field on this side. You realize you can open the door and just go through if you want.
Well, before I do that, I want to call out ghosts guarding the door. How are you feeling?
As you walk through the door, both of them have their backs faced to you, but they've kind of like twisted and turned. And you can hear that the basement door is being banged on. You hear shouting, but you can't make out the words. They look to you and kind of give you a look of like, why are we still bound? Why can't we move? And they look past the room and they see this like eldritch shit going on in the background and kind of look back to you guys. And you hear them say, Kim, are they dead?
They're dead.
You receive a nod. And you hear banging up the stairs. Is that more of them?
Yeah, there's more of them. The ones in the room behind us are dead.
The one with the shield begins to move forward. And once again, they can't stand next to each other. They're forced like 15 feet apart. So as that one begins to move forward, the one with the spear starts moving backwards, closer to where the door you guys are going through in this shielded area. Sword and shield starts kind of walking up the steps slowly. And you can see this like, not necessarily like a chain, but something is being pulled at, almost as if their essence is being dragged back, like come back to the door. You can't go over there. And you can tell it very much pains them. And the one with the spear looks to you, Kim, and says, you promise you can free us, yes?
It may take time, but yes.
I wouldn't normally say this, but I'll trust you. Do not let me down.
I nod.
The suit of armor stares at you for an uncomfortably long amount of time.
I'll hold their gaze.
Spear turns to sword, nods, and the sword kind of bumps up against the door with their shield. And then for a second you hear the banging stops, like they're kind of confused, and then they bump up against the door again, and then they kind of bang back, and you can hear confused voices this time. And sword strikes the lock. And as they do, it just bursts off. There's somewhat of a pause. You can kind of see the door opening from the outside just slightly. They kind of have to push their fingers in to start opening it, and as they do, sword not stabs, but like loops her short sword into two of the handles and then slams the door shut as hard as she can, cutting this dude's fingers off. You hear a scream, and then she smashes into the door, knocking it upward, knocking dudes back, and just starts stabbing fools. Spear looks to you and just says, go.
All right, I'll shout at everyone, run.
Limping through, sword is just, these guys are screaming like, what the shit, why is it doing this? And she's like, stab 1, stab 2, stab 3. Like they're not expecting this, and like things, their weapons do nothing against her because she's a suit of armor. There's no skin, so they're trying to attack her, and then they see you guys starting to loop through. And with this, Ulf, we'll say he takes the lead. Like you know, you guys killed Corin. Whatever you did, Kim, to the ghost, good job. He gives you this look of like, you guys are clearly very competent. And Ogre and Desmond are clearly in pain. My guys are hurt, but you know, I'm still doing good. Let's do this shit. So Ulf, whatever he does, he starts knocking dudes back to the best of his ability, just like fist to the chin. He grabs a dude and throws him to another dude, and he motions for Desmond Ogre like, let's go, let's start running now. And you guys are able to rush through here. Are you guys going through the front door? As you guys push by, you see a whole bunch of, like, there's still plenty of billhooks left. I said there's at least 5 or 6 dudes just in this one room here, but Sword is just stabbing them quickly, down. Ulf is still kind of throwing some guys down. There's at least one of Ulf's men that's still full at fighting power. And you can see another one that kind of pushes someone to the side, and they're doing their best to clear a way for you guys. Are you guys going through the front door? Or are you going to try to find a side entrance?
Nearest door, wherever it is.
All right,
front, side, back, I don't care.
Nearest door is the front door. The dude that was sitting there, he kicked his chair out, and he's clearly in the kerfuffle in the side room. But the door is still closed, so there's probably still 2 guards on the outside.
Are they going to be on the side of the door or in front of it?
One to the left and to the right of the door.
And Ogre wants to know what it's made of.
Yeah.
It's a wooden frame, and then it has like a metal reinforcement.
I mean, if we all like slam into it at once, maybe we can bust it open and like knock them over and just keep running.
Yeah, but on the side of the door, so ramming it isn't going to really help.
Well, sorry, side. They're in front of it to the side. Like they're right next to it. So it's going to hit them.
Oh, if he breaks the frame along with it?
Yeah, if you knock this thing down, it's going to hit these dudes, 100%.
You know what? Let's just ram it as a group.
Very much do that.
Ram it as a group. Ask for Ulf's help.
Are we all going to wreck it?
Yeah, get myself some nice amount of stress.
All right.
Hopefully all 8 of them, so I get a 3rd trauma.
No. I'm not helping. I will have knives prepped for the 2 guys if they don't go down.
Do you want me to help? I will probably fail.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I don't mind if you fail at this point.
Yes, technically, if you guys help, it only affects Desmond, and he wants the stress, so...
I need 4 stress.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not de-stressing either of you.
Yeah, he technically wants it, so...
failing for you.
Yeah.
Never mind.
If you want to... Oh, okay.
Why do you do this to me? It's fine. I've got to feel myself anyway. What am I supposed to be rolling?
Risky Sand's perfectly fine, and Wreck. And if you want to push yourself, you can give yourself more dice.
Risky Sand at +1 for the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing myself. That's 1 more stress for me.
That's still a success.
Alf better be failing.
I don't want to. That's not my expertise.
That's
yes,
fine.
that's what I want.
I mean, it's not mine either.
He technically wants stress, so we can distress you guys.
All right, fine. I'll help.
It's basically a group ram.
God damn it.
Wow.
We needed to fail this time, and only you failed.
Desmond is like preparing to ram the door, and all of you just ram the door down, and he just goes, "Oh fuck this!" He's gonna walk back down to his death into the basement.
No.
With that, all of you are able to just like ram this door down. The 2 guys that were in the way, we'll say they're knocked to the side. If anything, they are just kind of pissed. But if you guys book it, you know you want to interact with them, you can just run. They're more confused than anything else.
I want to toss some daggers.
Okay, you're more than willing to do so while they are stunned.
Give me the devil's bargain.
Oh, let's see. On the way out. Oh, sure. +1 heat. Just
Sure.
straight up +1 heat. So some rats can see this.
So I get +1 die?
You get +1 die or +1 effect. It is your choice. So it's going to be limited risky.
All right, limited versus standard is going to be injure versus kill, right?
Correct. Desmond, if you wish to assist, that is 1 more stress for you for either 1 more die. You are literally next to and on top of these guys she's throwing knives at, so...
I mean, if I get harmed by her, I also take stress. I'm fine with that.
All right, I'm gonna do standard, so effect.
Yeah, sure, I'll assist you. Desmond is very dejected with helping you.
Excellent.
Why did I even help you? Didn't need my help.
There are 2 guys.
You never know.
So I'll let you choose, Kim. Do you wish to wound both of them, or do you wish to live up to your name and sever one of them.
Oh, sever one of them.
All right, this heat is well deserved. I'll go ahead and add it right now. Boop.
All right, Desmond takes another 1 stress from that.
Just from seeing it.
Yeah.
Everyone takes mental damage.
Ogre gets another trauma.
I know,
Let's
right?
go.
Anyone in the Twilight Triad just by default has a trauma, except for Kim, apparently. You know, no, that's
trauma.
Yes, that's definitely a trauma. Yeah, for joining, congratulations, you get a free trauma.
Frankly, because
That's
I'm doing
reward.
it, I probably have a trauma.
Speaking of frankly, that is now cut off. The guy is screaming, and
No.
the other one is like trying to help him. He's trying to figure out what the hell you do, and he looks at you, Kim, like, why would you do that?
I'll smile and wink as I'm running away.
Absolutely
Not
horrified.
something you should wink at him
A
for.
vision of a demon. Truly a demon.
See, this is the true reason why Desmond is now haunted.
It's Kim.
Eldritch Horrors, Kim? Ugh.
You fear for the sausage.
I would. I don't blame you. Alrighty. Well, with all those shenanigans and all that nonsense, your group is indeed able to escape. Corin is now dead. The Billhooks are going to have some major issues. I will roll on something I was rolling on. Technically, you guys are going to be at war with them, with the few that survive, but that at war status is not going to affect you guys at all for this downtime. And I'll see what Ulf decides to do for next session, if that's going to affect you guys for the next one, but they are 100% out of commission for now. Confused, just having a bad time. Having the absolute
Have
worst
they
time.
gone down a tier at this point as well?
They are as
They
low.
literally killed 2 of their...
Tier 0.
Yeah, tier-wise,
Yeah.
they're as low as you can get. They are weak tier 1 right now. So they are at war with you guys, and they are weak tier 1. They are at the cusp of no longer existing.
Good.
And with that, Ulf kind of sees that we brought some heat to the area, and he doesn't want to stay for it, so he gives you guys a quick, salute. That was fun. Let's do it again. Let's do it again sometime. And he just pieces out.
We'll talk later.
And 3 of you are able to
I won't do it
return.
again.
Desmond pulls a train out of his pocket on the rails and jumps in it.
The 3 of you are able to return back to your base without anyone chasing you or any extra harm. We'll start with Chicken, who's scavenging. All right, go ahead and think what you want to do for your downtime. Upon completion, we will receive our payoff. That will be 2 rep.
Is there even a payoff?
There's always payoff. So 2 rep, straight up. Because you took out a boss, I'll add an extra 1. So that should be 3 rep. In terms of coin, I think I'm just going to add the same amount I did last. I'll add 6 for now, and then maybe we can see. We'll mess around with it.
Oh, speaking of, as he's running away, I said I made a promise with those ghosts. We'll talk about it later.
So this is going to add 2 heat. So it was relatively contained. It did happen inside. You guys had burst your way out and leave. We are going to add 2 more just because people were killed. You guys are at war with them, and it was pretty high profile. So it doesn't bring you to the next wanted level, but it brings you very,
Wasn't
very,
there
very
another
close.
one for the Devil's Bargain? Did you already count for that?
I already counted that because I definitely would have forgotten. And then we'll go ahead and roll entanglements. Oh, that one sounds fun. Demonic Notice. A demon approaches the crew with a dark offer. Accept the bargain, hide it until it loses interest, lose 3 rep, or deal with it another way. The other one is, a faction with whom you have a negative status makes a play against your holdings. Give them 1 claim or go to war, drop to -3 status. If you have no claims, you lose 1 hold instead.
Demon sounds
Someone
fun.
say Devil's Bargain?
Demon sounds fun.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to lose track how many demons are after you guys. My god. Okay.
Wait,
Way too
we-
many.
What are
who
we
says
doing
we're
with
going
the demon
to ignore its deal? I want to know what the deal is.
Oh, of course.
We're making so many ghosts and demons mad at us.
But I'm also making ghosts happy with us. Come on. It's got to counterbalance sometime.
A little bit.
Yeah, but
You know what?
don't
I'm-
those just kind of like disappear after we're done with them?
I mean, some of them, yes. But word must be getting around that we're helping people move on.
Teehee.
Okay, so Demonic Notice is specifically a demon, not a ghost. So that definitely makes it very different. I'm going to hold on to this for now. But you guys, and I'll look up how demons work in this game. There's like a table and shit I can roll on that's really interesting, and I want to pick something nice and spicy for you guys.
Is it my friend that comes to us?
Potentially. I think almost everything on my side. Entanglements, heat, payoff. All right, now we're on downtime. Like I said, the at-war effect will not hurt you guys because they are so busy right now they can't hurt you. Okay, we'll start with Desmond.
First, I'm going to give myself the stash.
Sounds good.
Yeah, the extra stash. I actually just got that ability too.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you
Oh,
have it
did
too.
you
Okay.
really?
Oh my god.
I just took
Oh, I
it.
got it. Wait, what are you doing on the side?
More gambling.
Nice. You're actually winning now. You're getting good at it.
Yeah, I'm winning this time.
Are you winning, son?
Sometimes. But it's enough.
Well, step 1. I'm going to reduce heat.
Get some people off your guys'
Yeah.
trail.
I
All
did.
right. Reduce it by
I think
6.
you did it.
Leaves us with just 2 heat. All right, going with him first. Where do y'all
Now
head
I
off
have to roll insight. I don't know. I usually let Kim's boyfriend pick. Might have
Let's just
been
go to a simple old play.
It's Les Miserables. I roll my
yeah, I guess
worst
so.
stats for that, right?
Correct.
I reduce that by 2.
Go up to 6 stress.
Excellent.
And what's Ogre feeling?
You know what? Let's make this canon. I'm going to bring Ogre gambling, and I'm going to teach him how to count cards, which is how he's going to
Oh.
earn money. Which is how he's going to earn his money with his a little something on the side.
I like that.
Ooh.
Don't get caught, though. I'm not going to save you for that.
Don't worry. I will.
Make it so obvious you're counting cards. They're like, nah, he can't be.
Yep.
I'm going to reduce that by 1.
All right, does that put you at 0? Nice.
Yep.
All right, and Ogre, I think that can clear the whole thing for you.
7.
Yeah,
I can go down to 1.
down to 1. Excellent. All right, fantastic.
Don't forget, you guys need to get stitched
I
up
need to
pretty
heal.
badly.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with OG.
How does that work if you have multiple ones?
The whole thing goes down.
She's gonna be so mad at us.
Just don't tell her.
How do you choose to explain your wound if she just told you not to get
Let's
Ogre?
see. Almost stabbed in the heart, shot in the chest, leg is cut. I fell off a cliff.
I mean, Desmond is just going to have this haunted look like ghosts.
I mean, you could say you were attacked by a demon because that ghost
Isn't
thing.
a lie, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, fell off a cliff and then I was attacked by a demon.
How's Kim going to heal her cold shoulder, though?
Yeah, how do you heal cold souls?
You talk it down. You kind of calm down. You kind of reconnect yourself with people.
Oh, that means I'll just go spend time with my my boo.
Yeah, basically, she'll basically recommend what you should do effectively. All right, so that is 3 segments, Ogre. If you want to pay 1 coin, it jumps up to 5 segments because you got a 6.
We do have a lot of coin in the vault, so
Yeah.
I would say use it again once more.
Plan to.
Let's say 2 each.
Sure.
That means everything goes down 1 tier. So your slice leg goes away. Your gunshot to the chest, we'll say patch chest. And then your almost heart stab is more chest patch. Did you want to heal more Ogre or no?
No,
I
just
should.
reduce.
Yeah.
Nice. So that
Oh,
is
that's a success.
3 more pips. Does the whole thing. So patch chest. You know what? There. All right. You just have the level 1 harm now. Excellent. Kim, same deal.
Yeah.
Want to pay money to do it again?
Yeah, I'll pay him money from the vault.
That is only 2.
Oh, all right, I'll pay.
Yeah, okay. And that will clear both cold shoulder and stitch shoulder. You guys are coming about the holes in your bodies and just general problems, and she's very confused. And rather angry. Does anyone else need to heal?
Nope.
Who would like to convince Daphnia that you guys definitely didn't get into a fight? And this was definitely worth it.
Desmond, because he is now haunted.
Okay.
And he just keeps repeating, ghost, ghost, ghost. Between my mutterings of ghost, ghost, I managed to kind of convince Daphne.
Okay. I'm only going to lower it by 1. She is frustrated, but she definitely wants to trust you guys. And like I said, the loss took no damage, and your guys' rovers took no damage because all your traps went off swimmingly. In fact, Ogre, some of them come back and they're like, you should have seen that shit. Oh my god. Like, you guys are geniuses. It worked perfectly.
Please tell us all the gory details.
Oh, they just like, all right, so some dude got strung out by his leg, and then this like giant like pole hit him in the face, and then ends up spinning him and knocking into some other guy. He gets knocked into a spike pit. You guys are psychos.
Oh, this is so good for my cold soul.
Yeah, exactly. You reconnecting with people and not, falling into yourself and just kind of despair, if you will. Let's do a career experience real quick. Execute a thing. Yeah, we did that. Contentment challenges above your current station. I'm going to give you 2 for that. Bolster crew's reputation. Indeed. Goals and drives. Yes, that very much 100% level. So I'll actually give 2 experience for that one as well. So that means, once again, we did discuss it. You guys can hire more peeps, more cohorts. I think, I could be wrong.
We're basically pushing most of the glory to Ulf anyway, so.
For that second one, yeah. But I considering how quiet we've been, I think this is probably really loud for us.
The crew leveled from this. This is one reason why they're separate. Because when the crew levels up, you also get something else. You guys get money. You get 1 money plus 2 per tier crew. Oh my god, per crew tier. So that's 4 plus 1. Each of you can add 5 to your stash. When you fill your crew advancement tracker, clear all the marks, and then take a new special ability or mark 2 crew upgrade boxes. We have many upgrades. We can take 2 crew upgrades, or we can take 1 more ability. One of the upgrades is a group of cohorts. Never mind, I'm dumb. It says cohort 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, that makes sense. Then we can do both at once.
And what elite means, babe, is whenever they roll with 1 more dice. So rather than rolling 2, they'll roll 3.
All right, so now what do the skulks and rooks specialize in again?
Rooks are con artists, spies, and socialites. And skulks are scouts, infiltrators, thieves. So skulk like skulking in the shadows.
I think the socialites are more useful.
Okay, so we'll go elite rooks, add. And then we'll also add cohort. So you can choose 1 or 2 edges and an equal number of flaws. So the edges are the things they're good at, the flaws are the things they're bad at. So good is fearsome, independent, loyal, tenacious. Bad is principled, savage, unreliable, wild. They can function as bodyguards too. They're not bad.
If we're doing con artists, spies, and socialites, I actually kind of want them to be independent.
Yeah,
That way
we could do principled independence.
Yeah.
And then canonically say that it's basically a group of the lost that we hired. We're definitely trying to, merge with them effectively.
Yeah. We can say that their principle is these ones specifically say straight up, no violence. I don't want to physically harm anyone anymore. I do not want to draw blood. So that can be...
Sure.
And that should work with socialites and spies.
Yeah.
And the best part is they can work in our free new tavern.
Indeed. And I'll go ahead and add that. I will say working in tavern. Excellent. Hell yeah. Okay. So we have all that on the crew. And then now we can do individual experience. Since I don't hear you typing, Kim, we can start with you.
Did I address a challenge? Yes.
Okay.
That's just my beliefs. I mean, I buddied up to a Scotlander. Does that count?
Very much so, yes.
Did I struggle with issues? Yes.
All right. So 3 plus the 1, 4 sounds good.
Yep.
And then we'll go to Desmond.
I addressed a challenge with calculation and conspiracy at least once.
I would definitely say so, yeah.
Is there a second time? I mean, drawing up the plan was the first one. I mean, infiltrating the house, maybe?
This was a very well-planned mission, so we'll say 2.
Express your beliefs, heritage, drive, and background. No, I guess when we were talking to Ulf.
Indeed. You guys did share your goals and things. That makes sense, yeah.
Struggle with issues from your vices traumas during the session. Well, I did get a new trauma and decided to run the fuck away.
Yeah. So that would be 4 plus the 1, so 5. And Mr. Oogies.
Mr. Oogies.
I almost forgot calling you that, but it came out, so we're now living with that.
Address a challenge with knowledge or arcane power a few times.
Yeah, I would say 2. Yeah, definitely.
Express beliefs, drives heritage or background. Kind of.
Yeah, I'd say 1 there, yeah.
Don't think I really struggled with vice or traumas.
Yeah.
I mean, you kept asking for the devil's bargain. That's pretty haunted to me.
Pretty cursed.
Okay, we can say that, yeah. So that's 4 plus the 1 bonus. That should be 5.
Kept asking for power from the, the ghost field.
From some horrible force.
I'm kind of thinking of getting a ability that allows me to make ghost contracts.
Definitely sounds spicy. There are quite a few out there. Alrighty, sounds like a plan. And with that, we accomplished quite a bit. The bill hooks are effectively no more. We'll see if Dad has anything to say about that. I'm going to roll on some things and kind of figure that out. But with being one step closer, multiple steps closer actually, to our train permit, we are stepping ever, ever, ever closer to our goal. And we'll see where that brings us next week.